late November Saturday night in Norman, where local hero Baker Mayfield leads a Sooner team on a roll with its sights set on the Big 12 and beyond. TCU star quarterback Trevon Boykin will not play, so the job falls to a freshman who's never made a start. It's senior night at OU. Sterling Shepard and 13 others make their last stand at Memorial Stadium. The Horned Frogs and the Sooners are next. Saturday Night Football on ABC, presented by Walmart. Oklahoma Memorial Stadium in Norman, and our matchup tonight in the Big 12. The number 18 Horned Frogs of TCU and the 7th-ranked Sooners of Oklahoma. As you take a look at the Big 12 standings, it's all still out there for Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, and TCU. Oklahoma State in action right now. We'll keep you posted on that game as we go through ours. And we welcome you to Norman, everybody. Brad Nessler along with Todd Blackledge. This is an Oklahoma team partner that has won 5 straight and done it in impressive fashion right now. They're thinking about the Big 12, but they're also thinking about trying to make the college football playoff. They needed something to happen in their favor, and it happened at the Horseshoe this afternoon. Yeah, they were big Michigan State fans today, happy with the Ohio State loss. And the ironic thing is, that's who they reminded me of. The way Ohio State finished the year last year, overcame a bad loss early in the year. That's what Oklahoma looks like to me this year. Inexplicable loss to Texas, but ever since then, they have gotten better and better and stronger on both sides of the ball. And I think right now playing as good as anybody in the country. One of the reasons they're playing so well is their quarterback. And Holly and you and I all have Heisman votes. We don't talk about it much until about this time of year. This guy's in the thick of it. He sure is. And what a great story. Baker Mayfield walked on at Texas Tech in 2013, had some success there, left, walked on at Oklahoma, and now he's run and thrown his way into the hearts of the Sooner Nation, and also, as you said, right into the Heisman picture. He's thrown for over 3,000 yards, 31 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. But the thing that makes him so fun to watch is the passion and the flair that he plays the position with. Well, the other side of the football, TCU lost their quarterback. He's not going to play tonight. Trevon Boykin injured in the win over Kansas. He won't play, and that puts it on a guy that's thrown 8 passes all year. Yeah, Foster Sawyer is a redshirt freshman, a big kid, 6'5", 228 pounds. He was a highly recruited kid out of Fort Worth, Texas. Redshirt freshman. And the thing is, when he played last week, he was the 3rd-team quarterback. He had no reps in practice. When he got in the game against Kansas, they tried to take the air out of the football and get out of there with a win. This week, all the reps. They won't be as conservative with him, but what a big stage to make your first start as a quarterback. These games always interesting between these two teams. The last 3 outings between the Sooners and the Horned Frogs decided by a total of 14 points. We'll see what happens tonight. We'll be back in Norman in a moment.
The Nissan pregame rush with John Saunders and Matt Brown and Mark May is next after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
This conference is not just tonight, but the rest of the month. No matter what happens, you're going to have chaos brewing.
TCU is a wounded duck. The good news is there's still time. Oklahoma is sitting in the driver's seat.
The time is now. You know what day it is.
Saturday Night Football in Norman. TCU and OU set to do battle. Before we kick it, we check in with Holly Rowe. Holly?
Well, it's pretty remarkable. TCU at 9-1, despite an unbelievable injury year. Massive guys have gone down. 18 starters have lost a total of 88 starts this season, but none more important than Trevon Boykin, their quarterback. He is here on the sideline in sweatpants. He will not play tonight. I did talk to him, though, and he said, you know, I'm going to try to be the eyes and ears on the sideline and help Foster Sawyer, who's a redshirt freshman, in any way that I can. Sawyer did look pretty confident and comfortable during warm-ups. He throws a nice ball, had great touch and accuracy warming up with his receivers. I did see one of his defensive linemen come over, give him a big hug and say, we believe in you. You can get this done in his first career start. But guys, one last challenge. The center for TCU, Joey Hunt, who has started 35 straight games, he's also out tonight. The
That's
injuries
terrible.
just keep coming.
That's terrible news, too. Boy, have the battery missing and your top receiver out. But still, this guy keeps getting it done. Gary Patterson, 15th year, they're 9-1. They're 6-1 in conference play. And on the other side, Bob Stoops, 17th year. And And number 7 in the country and looking to move up. Oklahoma won the toss and they deferred. So Nick Hodgson will kick. Devontae Turpin and Kyle Hicks wait back on the other end.
Well, right away we're going to see that change at center, and I think that's going to be a big deal because last week in the win against Baylor, those two guys playing over the nose for Oklahoma really controlled the game right at the point of attack.
Let's play ball. Line drive kick, and it makes the end zone. So they'll bring it out to the 25. And we'll get our first look at Foster Sawyer.
I thought one of the most interesting things, I've never heard a coach describe a quarterback this way, but Doug Meacham said of Foster Sawyer, he's mentally twitchy. And when he explained that, he just said he processes things very quickly. In high school, he played in an air raid type offense, a very similar system, and he has the ability to play up-tempo, understands the offense very well, but again, a formidable task on the road against the best defense in the Big 12 tonight.
Keep it on the ground on the first snap, and a short game for Aaron Green, who's coming off a career game last week. He got 2 as we take a look at our Chick-fil-A impact players, and Aaron's certainly one of them. He had a huge game a week ago, 177 yards on 30 carries. Eric Stryker is the heart and soul of the defense on the other side for OU, and Zach Sanchez leads the club with 4 interceptions. On 2nd and 8, trouble in the pocket. Charles Tapper drops. Foster Sawyer, first sack of the night and a loss of 4.
Well, Stryker is the first guy to get there, forces Sawyer to move up in the pocket. And again, this defensive front for Oklahoma over the last several weeks has really controlled the football game for their defense.
They're a good third down team, but that's when Trevon Boykins in the lineup. Let's see how they do on 3rd down at 12. On their opening set. Stepping up in the pocket, throw short, and it's dropped incomplete. And they almost got to him again. Stryker was coming off that corner.
Yeah, and a big quarterback like Sawyer, 6'5", he's got to be careful shuffling up in the pocket so much. Just allow that rush to go beyond you. Trust your pocket. And if you shuffle too much, you get too close to all those big bodies.
Ethan Perry will punt. Sterling Shepard is back deep for Oklahoma. High kick off the side of his foot and taken back around the 34-yard line by Shepard. Baker Mayfield having a final word over there with Lincoln Riley, the offensive coordinator. There's his numbers on the year, and they're sensational.
Yeah, right now he leads the nation in passing efficiency, and even over the last 4 or 5 games, he has played at an even higher level. We saw him in the 2nd game of the year against Tennessee. His team was down 17-0. He had not played particularly well, and then in the 4th quarter and overtime, he just took over. And from that point on, has really led this Oklahoma offense to a very high level of play.
Samaje Perine and Joe Mixon in the same backfield with Mayfield on 1st down. And Mixon on the move. Perine off left tackle, only got about a yard. You don't talk about impact players as we take a look at our Chick-fil-A impact players without talking about Samaje Perine, who's had another great year. Closing in on 1,000 yards one more time. Sterling Shepard, top 3 or 4 in all the receiving categories career-wise, making his final appearance. Here's Mixon, the other back, and Mixon's got a 1st down.
Well, they went tempo, and they kind of caught the TCU defense not completely set. Trying to communicate in the back end. They pulled the guard around Kasitai and get a nice block there for a 1st down.
1st down at the 49. Again, both backs in there. Mayfield wanted to throw. Primary receiver was not open, and now he has to throw it out of bounds. Incomplete as Josh Caraway was giving chase. You can tell this guy just loves to play football. Caraway chases him halfway across the field, and he turns around, taps him on the helmet as if to say, nice rush.
Well, he creates a lot of plays with his feet. You know, he's only 6 foot 6'1", so he's not your typical stand in the pocket, throw the football guy. He's actually more effective when he gets outside the pocket and uses his feet as well as his arm.
2nd down and 10 4-receiver group out there for Oklahoma. He's going to keep it himself after faking it to Perine, and he barely made the line of scrimmage. Davion Pearson stood him up.
Davion Pearson is one of 2 Oklahoma natives on this TCU football team. He's been one of those guys that missed some games with injuries, but a 4-year starter. This is his 38th career start, and a real powerful football player on the inside when healthy.
Played at Millwood High School in Oklahoma City, just down the street. 3rd down and 10. Oklahoma 46% on their 3rd down conversions this year, which is 4th in the Big 12. Mayfield has plenty of time, throws a strike, complete, 1st down, and it's Jarvis Baxter. And Baxter's got it to the 35.
Well, good protection first and foremost. Mayfield able to see the whole field and hit Baxter for the 1st down. And TCU, the best 3rd down defensive team in the conference, they give one up there.
On 3rd and 11, they got 15. Now back to the ground game. Perine straight ahead, about 4. Bryson Henderson brought him down. So Oklahoma's drive has taken them down inside the TCU 35.
We talked about the improvement in this Oklahoma offense since the Texas loss. The emergence of their offensive line getting better in the run game, really taking off the last 5 weeks.
Play action. Mayfield rolling and fires long to the end zone and too far. Intended for Sterling Shepard.
The first 5 games of the year, Oklahoma was running for 144 yards a game. The last 5 games, it's been 284 yards a game as you take a look at the comparison. And that just makes a huge difference. The balance that this offense has now, 5 games in a row, over 500 yards, and great balance run and pass.
They picked up 3rd down last time on 3rd and 11. They've got 3rd and 6 here.
TCU showing press coverage. Gary Patterson told us yesterday thought they could do some things with that.
Throw is too far in front of Shepard again, off his fingertips. And it's going to bring up 4th down. And now we got late flags.
Well, this was a dumb play by Orlando Brown, the left tackle. He got into something on the pass rush, and there was a defensive player laying on the ground, and Orlando Brown went running over to him and kind of kneed him. And it was right in front of the official.
After the play was over, personal foul, number 78, offense, 15-yard penalty from previous foul.
Well, they had something similar with their defense with Matt Diamond last week. Kind of a dumb personal foul penalty, too. You're going to see Brown on the left there.
I mean, it was well after the play, and the guy he was blocking was on the ground, and something happened that Orlando Brown didn't like, but that is not the kind of penalty Bob Stoops likes at all.
Well, I think Bob is letting him know that right now. So that took away any possibility of a long field goal, and it forces a punt by Austin Seibert. Turpin will let this one go. It's going to take a bounce for Oklahoma so they can down it at the 2. Wow. 46-yard punt and great coverage down there. Jordan Thomas scoops it up. That's going to put the TCU offense in a hole when we return. Talk about all the injuries that Gary Patterson's team has had, not just for Ron Boykin, but his #1 receiver as well. He was having a sensational year. Josh Doxson, 79 catches, over 1,300 yards. Injured his wrist in the Oklahoma State game, so he'll have to miss the final 2 regular season games. And they might get him back for the bowl game.
Yeah.
He's not on the trip. He's back in Fort Worth. We understand was handing out turkeys to needy families with LaDainian Tomlinson today. Long ball and caught.
Yes.
By Colby Listenby.
I love the call. Your redshirt freshman quarterback, everybody in the house is thinking they're not going to throw with this guy deep in his own end zone. They go play action. Listenby, the track All-American, runs right by Jordan Thomas. And the throw dropped in before the safety could come over to help over the top. Beautiful play.
Jordan Thomas had pretty good coverage. That was just picture perfect, and a first down at the 47. Now Aaron Green to midfield. Stephen Parker slowed his progress there. That'll put a little confidence in the kids.
Absolutely. A huge play. Now you're out at midfield where you open up the rest of your playbook.
5 receivers, 7 in an empty backfield.
And of the 2 backup quarterbacks, Sawyer the better runner. So a quarterback draw not out of the question here.
Quick throw out the flat. Only about a yard gain there.
Very well played by Jordan Evans. These 2 linebackers, Jordan Evans and Dominique Alexander, both playing at a high level. Doug Meacham, co-offensive coordinator, was an offensive lineman at Oklahoma State.
About 100 pounds ago.
Yeah, you know, offensive linemen, they go one of 2 ways when it comes to weight when they're done playing.
Yeah. 3rd down and 6. Sawyer throws, nice pitch and catch out to Emmanuel Porter, who they just got back from an injury, and another 1st down to pick up of 9.
Yeah, they don't have Dodson, and they don't have Jawan Story, another big receiver, but they do have Porter back.
This time he's just going to run, get what he can, get out of bounds. Looks over to the sideline again, and as Todd said, he's quick to recognize what Doug Meacham wants to call. They send him the plays from the sideline, and he says he puts it together very quickly.
And they don't think Oklahoma's defense handles tempo all that great. That's why they want to play fast.
Going to go long again.
Got the sprinter again.
And he's got him again, and it's a touchdown. Perfect throw to Listenby. 37-yard strike.
Last week, Jordan Thomas was singled up on Corey Coleman, Baylor's great receiver, and held him to 3 catches for 51 yards. 2 times on this drive early in the game, they've gone after Jordan Thomas with Listenby, and 2 huge plays and a touchdown for TCU.
Shock the crowd here in Norman. They went the length of the field, 97 yards. In 6 plays. Well, he had a touchdown pass on his only completion a week ago. Foster Sawyer, not too big for the moment right now. 37-yard touchdown, and the Horned Frogs in front, 7-0.
Saturday Night Football, presented by Walmart. Stop by a store or visit us at walmart.com to share wonder every day. Nissan, premier partner of the Heisman Trophy. And Northwestern Mutual, proud to be an official corporate partner of the NCAA.
Nissan Heisman House Tour made a stop in Oklahoma today. Fans had a chance to take a photo with the trophy and meet Oklahoma Heisman winners Billy Sims and Jason White. Heisman House Tour rolls into South Carolina for their matchup with Clemson next week. I imagine George Rogers will be there. Maybe get a picture with George. Good-looking drive put together by a redshirt freshman quarterback. And Oklahoma on the kick return, running out of real estate on the far side, Joe Mixon, but he did get a nifty move up the sideline as we take a look at tonight's AT&T Strong performance.
Well, Gary Patterson said they had some things saved. This formation causes some confusion. Look at these defensive backs all looking at each other, trying to figure out what to do against this formation. And as the ball snapped, Thomas looks back, not sure if he has help over the top or not, and the formation fooled the Oklahoma defense, which has played so well and not given up many big plays. They got the big play with a different looking set.
Todd, those 2 throws by him to Listenby couldn't have been any better.
No, beautiful.
Oklahoma second set now offensively at the 28. In a pistol, it's Perine cutting back to the right side, and Samaje Perine. Wow. What great balance. Big time run out around midfield.
He is fun to watch too. 230 pounds. He's got the physical strength to run over you. This little counter play, pull the backside guard and tackle, and then Perine runs through arm tackles as well.
Out to the 48 where it's first down. Mayfield, quick throw, complete into TCU territory to Micah Quick. Only about a 3-yard gain.
This TCU defense historically has been a 4-2-5. And Gary Patterson said, you know, we're really a 4-7 now because our two inside linebackers are both converted safeties. They've lost linebackers to graduation and injury, and so the guys they have playing in there are more safeties.
Mayfield in trouble and goes down. Pocket collapsed in a hurry. Denzel Johnson will get credit for the sack, but he had company back there.
Well, so far TCU has been able to make some negative yardage plays on early downs and force Oklahoma into some longer yardage situations on third down. And again, that's where they've been outstanding, is playing third down defense.
Third down and 9 here for the Sooners.
You would expect some kind of double coverage on the bottom here against Shepard.
They want to throw a screen, I think, to Pirine, and now Mayfield does throw late, but incomplete. And over the head of Pirine was the closest guy.
I think Josh Caraway, number 94, read the screen. I think you're right. They were trying to slip a screen out. They had Sterling Shepard on a crossing route going over the middle. But watch as Pirine slips out. Caraway, number 94, read it. And Baker Mayfield nowhere to go with the football.
And a couple of linemen out there trying to just stay out of the way. So the punt will go. Turpin takes a fair catch back around the 8-yard line. 7:50 remaining first quarter. TCU with the ball back and a touchdown lead when we return.
TCU up 7-0 thanks to two beautiful throws from quarterback Foster Sawyer. A redshirt freshman getting his first start. Guys, the most impressive thing, he went to the sideline. No celebration. He got right in his wide receiver's grill, had a little meeting with them. He was cool and confident. The command this kid just showed on the sideline tells me he is comfortable on the field right now.
Yeah, he had completions of 44 yards and then 37 for the touchdown. Now they start their second straight series inside their own 10-yard line. And they get out to the 11. Devontae Turpin carrying the ball, brought down by William Johnson.
A really nice open field tackle by the nickelback William Johnson. He's played very well for this Oklahoma defense. Turpin, a very slippery guy in space. Johnson with a good solid tackle.
Not the biggest guy in the world. He's probably the smallest on the field, Turpin. Wide out screen. Trying to weave his way through traffic out near the first down marker, Sean Nixon.
Sean Nixon has been the leading receiver for TCU the last 2 weeks. With Doxson's injury and lack of availability, primarily last week against Kansas. Last 2 games, 15 receptions for 224 yards.
Direct snap. Aaron Green at the first down.
Nice little twist again. You know, one of the things that they miss without Boykin is not just a guy who's throwing for over 380 yards a game, but all-purpose yards. He's a runner. So much of the TCU offense, quarterback runs.
And now this is Nixon again taking the direct snap and only back to the line of scrimmage. So Green and Nixon in the backfield, and finally you see the quarterback backpedal back into the picture. Second down and 10 upcoming. A lot of shifting going on out there for the Horned Frogs right now. You see Teron Boykin trying to get some direction into the freshman quarterback right now. Boy, this is there's 10 on the play clock, so they're going to get this off, I guess. Here comes a blitz from the Sooners. And he's just got to throw this one before he wanted to. Short game to Nixon again. And a nice job in the secondary by Zach Sanchez.
Good awareness, though, by Sawyer, knowing that pressure was coming. Eric Stryker was the guy coming unblocked from the edge. And Sawyer knew it, he felt it, and got rid of the football. They didn't gain much, but it could have been a real disastrous negative play as well.
And the crowd is trying to help out the Sooner defense here. Third down and 8.
4 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. Another different look for this TCU offense.
Sawyer, pressure coming again from Stryker. Now from the inside, and they're going to get him. And it's Charles Walker with a shoestring tackle. And it's fourth down, loss of a couple.
Again, Stryker puts so much pressure coming from the edge. He forces Sawyer up in the pocket. And then a nice job by Charles Walker not giving up on the play and chasing it from inside out.
Shepard's got to let this one roll. And it goes about another extra 10 yards before it's down by TCU. TCU with a touchdown lead here. Let's find out what else is going on. We head to the studio. Cassidy Hubbard for the first time. Cassidy?
Thanks, Brad. Dr. Pepper Championship Drive update. Baylor had 295 yards of offense in the first quarter. And to start the second quarter, they scored their third touchdown of the game. Devin Chafin puts the Bears up 21-14 over unbeaten Oklahoma State. Back to you guys.
Well, so much for them having a hangover from losing by 10 to Oklahoma last week, huh? First quarter scoring, these two teams pretty strong in that area. Coming in the last 5 games, Oklahoma's outscored their opposition 276-84. But right now they still got a goose egg on the board. Mayfield, empty backfield, and he'll try to run, but they're going to bring him down again.
That was a corner blitz. O'Malley came from the short side of the field, and Baker Mayfield didn't see it until too late. Watch the top of your screen. Corner blitz, and he goes around the tackle, and Mayfield tried to slip underneath it. Another good early down negative yardage play by this TCU defense.
Second down and 12. P. Ryan straight up the middle. Gets it to the 45. Beg your pardon, 35. And another third down. Four wideouts. But it's going to be Mayfield. He's keeping it again. And sometimes he holds on to that too much, thinking his running ability is going to get him through, and it hasn't happened yet tonight.
Well, I just think what we've seen so far early is a defense that's a little bit undermanned, but playing with great fire and great passion right now. They've got negative yardage plays. They've forced Baker Mayfield into some tough situations, and they've come up with some third down stops.
So Seibert's got a kick again. Turpin tries to get everybody out of the way, goes out of bounds over there on the TCU sideline. They're going to have excellent field position. Now Sawyer coming back out, and let's show you the couple of balls he threw in the first series.
Well, deep in his own end zone, play action, a little stutter step and go by the sprinter Listenby. Beautiful throw over the outside shoulder, and then from midfield went for all of it, and another nice throw. And on that drive, that scoring drive, Sawyer was 4 for 4 for 91 yards, and so he is into the ball game. Holly reported his demeanor on the sidelines. Again, the difference between last week when he had no practice reps and had to go in when Boykin was injured to this week when he got all the reps as the starting quarterback. Much different story.
Buck Jones, a tight end in there in the backfield with Green trying to lead the way. Green slips a little bit. Picked up about 2, maybe 3. So TCU's controlled this entire quarter. They flip it to Listenby. Cuts back up the middle. Stryker tracks him down at the 40. And they'll bring up third down in about 5.
I think the other thing that's worth mentioning for TCU that's holding up, Austin Schlottman, who's in there as the starting center in place of Joey Hunt, is doing a fine job. He's holding his own in there. And that's a key loss. Not only a guy who started a lot of games, but makes all the protection calls in this TCU offense. 4
wideouts to the bottom of your screen again for Sawyer. Empty backfield, looks right, throws a slant, it's jumped on and picked off by Sanchez. That's his 5th interception of the year.
Well, guys who are great interceptors in the backfield usually have great anticipation. Sometimes they gamble, but that's what makes them those kind of players. Sanchez read the route and jumped it. He jumped in front of the intended receiver, Emmanuel Porter. Porter, this is his first game back from injury. He was a little hesitant on that inside cut, and Sanchez just beat him to the spot and beat him to the football.
First mistake by the freshman. He had his eyes on that receiver the whole time, and Sanchez read it beautifully. Gives it back to the Oklahoma offense in TCU territory.
Again, I don't know that his receiver helped him very much on that play, but beautiful play by Sanchez.
Dimitri Flowers in the backfield with Mixon. And Mixon goes the other way, broke one tackle, but he only gets back to the line of scrimmage as we check in with Holly.
Well, the most impressive thing is Sanchez has been nursing an ankle injury. He's missed several games. They really weaned him in practice this week. He didn't practice Thursday, much Wednesday, so really great instincts by him for a kid who didn't practice too much this week.
It's the 15th interception of the season by the Oklahoma defense. Mixon coming right this time, and he's got some open space, and he's got a first down. 11-yard pickup by Joe Mixon.
Mark Andrews with a good block out in front. Andrews is a tight end slash receiver, a big body. This is the outside zone play, and there's Andrews, number 81, out blocking in front, down the field.
Sooner first down at the TCU 32. Just over a minute remaining first quarter. Mixon stays in there, gets the call again, and might have another first down again.
Now again, this last 5 weeks, this Oklahoma running game has kicked into a different gear. 284 yards a game. A lot of times we see both Mixon and Pirine in the backfield together. You also have Dimitri Flowers, who can line up as a fullback, who's in there now.
TCU is going to take a timeout.
It's their first charge of the half.
Going to catch their breath a little bit because Oklahoma's got something working here with 56 seconds remaining in the quarter. Week 11 in the NFL. You can kick off the day first with NFL Insider Sunday edition on ESPN. Then a lot of people made a lot of Cam Newton's celebration dance last week. We'll find out what some former dancers think. Ickey Woods, Terrell Owens, my next door neighbor Billy White Shoes Johnson. It's all Sunday NFL Countdown 11 tomorrow morning, starting at 10 Eastern on ESPN.
There's that run game again. And now Pirine and Mixon both in the game gives them a lot of versatility in the throw game and the run game.
This time it's Pirine, short game, got about a yard and a half.
So far, TCU doing a great job defending Sterling Shepard. He's been targeted 2 times, 0 catches. He had a huge game against TCU last year. 7 catches, 215 yards, and a long touchdown.
Coming off a 14-catch game in the win over Baylor, which was one shy of his own school record for a single game. Play action, there he is! Sterling Shepard right on cue. Touchdown, Oklahoma. It's as if you were in the huddle, Mr. Blackledge.
Well, the play action is what helped him. It was a good play action fake by Baker Mayfield, and that affected the safety and made it an easy throw for the touchdown.
You talk about good play action. We're going to show you again. It was great play action.
Watch this guy get fooled by the play action. As soon as he moves up here, this becomes wide open for the touchdown. Great fake by Baker Mayfield. The safety commits, and Shepard runs right behind him for the easy touchdown.
As soon as he got through that play action, he pulled the trigger in a hurry, and it was right on the mark. For Sterling Shepard, his 10th touchdown catch of the year, and for Baker Mayfield, touchdown throw number 32. So 43-yard drive in just 5 plays. Took him a minute and 35 to find the end zone.
Really interesting, the personality of Baker Mayfield. He could almost be the twin brother of Eric Stryker on the defense. They're the same kind of personality. High motor, very passionate, very emotional guys, talking all the time, full of energy, and they really affect the rest of this football team.
Mike Stoops told us, the defensive coordinator for Oklahoma, he said, everything Baker is for the offense, Eric is for the defense. So tie game is Hodgson kicks, Turpin and Hicks wait on the other end. And this won't be returned. So they'll take a knee. We'll bring it out to the 25, and we'll send it out to Cassidy for another update.
Thanks, guys. Let's take a look at who's getting it done, presented by Wells Fargo. And check out this catch by Fred Ross. Just grabs it, and he wasn't done. Couple of jukes, goes 55 yards for the score. Mississippi State up 31-21 in the second. This game over on ESPN. Catch you guys.
Whoa, Dogs and the Hogs putting up some points. Here we're tied at 7. Remember, that score came after the first mistake that Foster Sawyer has made, the interception by Zach Sanchez. Blitz coming off the corner. Stryker had him in his sights, and that's knocked down Jordan Evans.
Well, the thing Stryker did that time is he timed the snap count. He hit this thing full speed, and there was no way to block it. Watch Stryker just comes so quickly. He times the snap, and he goes right around the back green and forces Sawyer to get rid of the football.
Empty backfield here on 2nd and 10. Pump fake to the right. Going to go that way anyway, out on the flat. And slipping down before he could get to the 30, Sean Nixon again. And it'll bring up 3rd down. As the quarter will wind to a close. Good football game between number 18 and number 7. ABC's Primetime College Football presented by Walmart. We'll continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Perfect throw.
I'm sure you do every college football Saturday. Put one game on the big screen and another on your computer, your tablet, or your smartphone using Watch ESPN. Just download the app or go to watchespn.com. Brad Nessler, Todd Blackledge, Holly Rowe, our ABC crew in Norman to start the second quarter. Tie game between the Horned Frogs and the Sooners. The 3rd down and 6 right now for TCU. Pump fake, long ball down the middle, and that one's almost intercepted as well. Could have been picked off by Ahmad Thomas, intended for Emmanuel Porter.
Ahmad Thomas had a huge interception late in the game last week. This ball goes inside a little bit too much. If he throws it outside, he's got a chance. But because the ball was back to the inside, it allowed that safety to come over and make a play on the football.
Not to mention he got his wide receiver smacked pretty hard. Punt coming up. Shepard backpedals, takes it at the 22, and he's going to have to go down right there. Nice coverage by TCU.
Yep.
So the Sooners take over after scoring the last time they had it. Celebrating its 11th year sponsoring the Good Hands Field Goal, and that's Allstate. Makes contributions to participating university general scholarship funds for each field goal and extra point kicked. To date, Allstate has contributed millions in scholarship funds.
Let's go back to that last 3rd down play by the Oklahoma defense. The biggest difference in their defense this year from last year. Last year they were very good against the run, horrible against the pass, 117th in the country in pass defense. This year they're much more balanced on defense. They're 21st in the country coming in total defense, pretty solid in both phases.
Play action. Mayfield rolls to his right. He's got a lot of green in front of him. He's going to take what he can get. Little stutter step to get an extra yard or 2. And out of bounds after a 1st down run of 12.
A late flag on the opposite side of the field. And the body language on the Oklahoma sideline doesn't look like they like what's going to get called here. It was completely away from the play. A wide receiver and a defensive back tangled up in some way.
Alan X, our referee.
It was Dede Westbrook and Corey O'Malley that were tied up. I think it's going to negate a big play.
The play resulted in a 1st down. After the play was over, personal foul, number 11, offense. 15-yard penalty. It's 1st and 10.
Beanie Westbrook with the personal foul, so they get the first down, but they're going to back up behind the original line of scrimmage. Here's a look, and he just ear-holed the guy back in the secondary. Not necessary.
Yeah. Well, again, the play was completely on the other side of the field, so totally unnecessary and negates the game. It's still 1st down, but it negates a great gain by Baker Mayfield.
Back at the 19, play action again, pressure coming. Has to throw on the run and did complete it to Deron Neal. Pick up of 8. They got some of the penalty back. Again, Oklahoma goes with some tempo here. They hurry up on 2nd down. 1st down, out to the 35. Joe Mixon, he's running the ball well tonight.
They're both physical backs. Mixon is 6'1", 217. Ryan a little bit bigger at 5'10", 230, but they both have the ability to run physical. And when you play with 2 tailbacks in the game, they have to block for each other. Nice job by P. Ryan, lead blocking on that play. And this is why they like both backs, because Mixon can flank out as a wide receiver.
That's where Mayfield was looking, but now he saw a big hole on the left side. And not only did he not go down, he's still running down to the 35-yard line. A lot of quarterbacks would have hit the deck.
Yeah.
He put a little move on the safety back there, and he got 30 yards on the run.
When you empty the backfield and spread the defense, it opens up running lanes for the quarterback. Little inside twist by the TCU defensive line, and a big open space for Mayfield to run in.
All the way to the 34-yard line. Comes up throwing again on 1st down. Maybe. Well, he got away from the rush. Still doing a dance in the backfield. Got a big-time block. And then he got hammered at the 40, and he is still down. And he's getting up, though. He lost 6 after all of that. There's a flag at the end of the play.
His ability to extend plays. He runs around back there. A lot of times, some of the stuff he does reminds me of Johnny Manziel, the way Johnny used to play. Extending plays, buying time. I think also sometimes with his lack of height, he doesn't see things in the middle of the field as well, and he has to move to get out so he can see.
He is feeling the effects of that hit at the end of the run.
Personal foul, targeting, number 42, defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic 1st down. The play is under review.
This is, again, a position that they can ill afford to lose. Ty Summers, number 42, the linebacker, at the end of this play. Again, Mayfield scrambling, buying time, extending the play. And at the very end, you can't lead with the crown of your helmet.
And it looks to us like he did. And right to the back of Baker Mayfield's helmet, in fact, and that's why you saw him still closing his eyes as he was driven into the turf. And if this holds up for Ty Summers, it'll be an ejection. Tom Robinson's the replay official. Bill LeMonnier is our official with us in the booth. Bill, what do you think?
Well, you hit it on the head. Actually, it could have.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Number 42 is disqualified.
You've got both rules, 913 and 914, for the crown of the helmet, and you had a runner who was on the ground, so he's defenseless. So either way, this was going to be a confirmed targeting call.
Well, definitely the crown of the helmet. I don't think Baker Mayfield was on the ground yet. I mean, he was heading that way, but yeah, that was a pretty easy one for him to call, and a huge blow for this TCU defense. Summers started the game a more physical linebacker at 6'2", 230 pounds to offset the running game of Oklahoma. Now they're back to those little guys, the converted safeties, playing on the inside of this defense. I would expect Oklahoma to run right inside. These two guys are safeties, not built like linebackers.
First down at the 25. And Mayfield had it batted back. Knocked back in his face by Caraway, the defensive end.
You know, I think that was supposed to be a run, and Baker Mayfield just went ahead and threw it because the right tackle, Drew Samia, was down the field. He was about 15 yards down the field blocking when that ball was thrown.
So second down and 10. This time it is a run, and it's going to be a loss of a couple. P-Rod brought down, and it'll force a third down at about 12. The TCU defense, so many guys that have, as you see, made their first starts of the season.
Well, they've played 30 freshmen, 15 true freshmen, 15 redshirt freshmen. The good news is their best team might be the team that plays in the bowl game, and then next year they'll have a lot of guys with experience. But down the stretch of the season, it's pretty tough.
They've had 23 injuries. Tons of missed games by starters. Mayfield again scrambling around. I don't know how he gets away sometimes, but he did again. And Mayfield on the run. Inside the 20, doesn't get a first down, but what a magical run again. All of that for not a big gain, but a lot of excitement.
But that's what endears him to his teammates. They see him make plays like this, and his willingness after taking a shot to the head to come back and tuck it and run again, even though he doesn't get the first down, that just makes his teammates and his offensive linemen and receivers want to play that much harder for him.
And just that 8-yard gain sets up his field goal kicker for a shorter attempt of 35 yards by Seibert. And the kick is up and good. So they're still checking out their quarterback over there on the sideline. But he has given his team the lead by putting the field goal team out there. 10-7 OU. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Everything Goodyear's learned making tires that go the distance inspires what they roll into yours. Goodyear, more driven. That last drive, 60 yards, 9 plays. Baker Mayfield did a bunch of it with his legs and set up Seibert for the 35-yard field goal to take the lead.
And other than that one drive where Foster Sawyer hit the 2 long passes, this TCU offense has not been able to get much going. It's 2 weeks in a row now. Untypical offensive numbers for TCU.
This kick is returnable from the 4. Turpin. And the little guy gets out across the 20 around the 22-yard line as we check in with Holland.
Well, guys, Baker Mayfield of Oklahoma took a massive blow on that targeting call. I saw him really trying to collect himself, shake things off on the field, but he was clearly affected by that. I've watched him carefully over here on the sideline. I've not seen an athletic trainer come and look at him or talk to him or anything, but he keeps shaking his head, really taking big, deep breaths. He is trying to shake off the effects of that blow.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised they haven't taken a little closer look at him because that was a serious hit.
2 backs in there, Hicks and Johnson right now, and whistles.
I think timeout, Oklahoma.
Prior to the snap, timeout, Oklahoma. Their first charge of the half.
We'll be right back.
Saturday Night Football presented by Walmart. Brought to you by Aflac. Buick, proud partner of the NCAA. And Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper in college football. It's a one-of-a-kind tradition.
Senior night here at Oklahoma. 14 guys out there making their final appearance here at Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. Always an emotional time for a lot of those guys. Some will have the opportunity to go on and play pro football. Some are down to the last 2 or 3 games in their college career. Last home game tonight. First down TCU. Their offense has been ineffective other than those 2 long passes by Foster Sawyer. And he wants to go deep on another one. This might be a jump ball on the other end, and it's intercepted by Zach Sanchez, second of the night.
Well, and for the second time, His receiver, Emmanuel Porter, doesn't help him. This ball's underthrown. Porter has to read that. He's got to go fight for the football. He kind of is late getting to the ball, and Sanchez, with those excellent ball instincts that he has, goes up and makes the play.
Zach Sanchez, 2 picks on the night, 6 for the year. OU's got it back when we come back. Let's take a look at the college football playoff rankings brought to you by Goodyear. Well, Ohio State was rolling along until they ran into Michigan State today. So they will fall out of that top 4. This is the first week in the last 2 years of the college football playoff rankings that all 4 teams were the same a week ago. That's not going to happen again this week. Iowa, do they move up? They're undefeated. They keep on winning. Of course, Oklahoma wants to move up from number 7. Right now they're having their hands full with TCU, but thanks to a couple of big plays by Zach Sanchez, they've got the ball back. Mayfield, quick throw off play action out in the flat, got it to Andrews, and Andrews has got a first down.
Boy, what a block by Sterling Shepard, too. We know he's a great receiver. We know he's their go-to guy. But the only way this play's effective is if the outside receiver blocks. And Sterling Shepard did a beautiful job on that play.
Sterling, whose dad, the late Derek Shepard, played here at OU back in the mid-'80s. You saw him as part of senior night out there with his mom Sherry tonight, and he is number 3 all-time in catches, yardage, and number 4 all-time in touchdown receptions in the annals of Oklahoma. Here comes Joe Mixon, puts his head down, picks up 13 more.
Again, the reason this offense for Oklahoma has been so effective the last 5 weeks, gaining over 500 yards. Their balance, their ability to run, their ability to throw, Baker Mayfield's ability to create plays.
On first down, he's going to have to create something here again. He does get away from one rusher and throws to Shepard, who made the catch. No, couldn't hold on. Bobbling it, going out of bounds.
Aaron Curry with the pressure, forcing Mayfield out of the pocket. One of the things that's different about this TCU team this year, last year they were outstanding in forcing turnovers and taking care of the ball. They were plus 18 for the season.
Yeah.
Their defense has only forced 12 turnovers so far this year, and they're -2 now. Coming into tonight, they were even, -2 at this point.
Second down and 10 for the Sooners. On the ground, P. Ryan, and he gets ahead of steam, and he's got a first down. Samaje's still going. Picks up 11, and he's down to the 20-yard line.
Dimitri Flowers in there as the fullback, number 36, leading the way. They pull the guard. Again, this is a defense that has linebackers that are safeties.
In the red zone, and on the ground, and on the edge is P. Ryan. Got 4 more. O'Malley brings him down there. Oklahoma's had 7 runs of 10 yards or longer in this first half.
Just don't think this TCU defense can hold up on the inside against the run game, the big line and the physical backs of Oklahoma.
They've worked it down to the 16-yard line. They're going to keep hammering it. Here's P. Ryan again. He only got a yard, but whoever made the tackle had to pay the price, I'll tell you that. Aaron Curry was the guy, as a matter of fact. He had a big game last week against Kansas. He's a transfer from Nebraska.
Started 8 games at Nebraska back in 2013.
This would be a big third down stop if TCU can come up with one. Third down and a long 4.
And this is where you have to be aware of Mayfield's ability to move and create with his feet.
Baker is going to move P. Ryan over to his right. High snap. He got it to P. Ryan. Stiff arm, but a yard shy of the first down. And now let's see if Bob Stoops has a decision to make here.
Well, that was a good tackle by Traven Howard. He's that middle linebacker, their leading tackler, a converted safety, only 190 pounds, but a solid tackle on a much bigger back on that play.
Decision didn't take long, did it?
No.
Out comes a tight end and a fullback on 4th and 1. Oklahoma will go for it.
When your defense is playing this good, it makes this decision a little easier too. Direct snap.
And Perine got it. Needed one, he got 2.
Saw them do this in practice on Thursday. Baker Mayfield acts like he's going along the line of scrimmage to change the play. And in the meantime, it's by design. They snap it quickly to Perine.
That's a cool looking play right there. First and goal, Oklahoma. At the 9-yard line. Mixon and Brooks, the 2 backs in with Mayfield right now. 5 straight runs for the Sooners. Make it 6. This is a quarterback heading to the edge. Got away from one at the 5, and a flag is down. Mayfield hobbled a little bit after that.
It was 78 offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay. First down.
Big Orlando Brown, when he gets holding on somebody, all 6'8", 342 pounds of him, you can tell. 3 penalties on Oklahoma, all on their offense.
We talked about the development of this offensive line. They started the season with Orlando Brown, a redshirt freshman at left tackle. Drew Samia at the right tackle is a true freshman. And those guys have just gotten better and better the more they've played.
9th play of the drive coming up for Oklahoma, but now they've backed themselves up almost to the 20 again. And now we see 4 wideouts in there for Baker Mayfield. Throws down the middle and incomplete. Shepard had a hand on it.
Little high, but a catchable pass for a guy like Shepard.
Shepard's been targeted 6 times, just has 1 catch, but that was an important one. 21-yard touchdown. 2nd down and goal at the 19. Blitz coming. Mayfield got away from 1, now 2 and 3, and throws out of bounds.
It's just amazing how slippery he is.
The pass planted beyond the line of scrimmage. There is no intentional grounding.
He almost lost his jersey to Montrell Wilson. The 3rd guy got away from him.
It's just uncanny, his ability to elude people. He's throwing this ball away, but just to be able to avoid a sack, it's pretty impressive.
Oklahoma has missed on their last 5 3rd down conversions. They've got another one here. 3rd down and goal, but it wouldn't look like it if you didn't know what went on this drive, because they're at the 19-yard line. They're going to play it safe, and Mixon gets it to the 15 so they can bring out the field goal unit. So they had a 4th down conversion on this drive. Looked like they were going to get down and maybe get 7 out of it. They're going to have to settle for the field goal try.
Well, good stop.
Yep.
Good stop by the TCU defense. Again, a defense that has suffered the loss of 7 defensive starters, some for the whole season, some for parts of the season, but a patchwork group at linebacker in particular.
Seibert for 32 yards after a 35-yarder early, and that one's good as well. So 3 more for Bob Stoops Sooners. They've stretched their lead to 13-7. Let's take a look at our Pacific Life game summary. 2 really good backs. Joe Mixon, Samaje Perine, 62 on almost 9 yards a carry for Joe, and Samaje over 5 a carry, and basically that set up the touchdown pass of 21 yards by Mayfield to Shepard, and the 2 field goals by Seibert of 35 and 32, and there's your 13 points. Right now, Oklahoma's had the ball more than 7 minutes plus on TCU, and they run 17 more plays. So if you don't have the football, it's hard to stay in the game. TCU is going to get it back after Hodgson's kickoff. Turpin from the 1. A little guy trying to get to the edge and won't. Let's check in with Holly.
Well, Oklahoma started a Heisman campaign this week. Hashtag shake and bake for Baker Mayfield for Heisman, but a little too much shake and bake on that last series. He has limped off to the sideline and been seen to by the athletic trainers. He's got a bloody right knee, but they have taped the right ankle. Guys, his legs and extending plays with his legs have made him so special here in this game. That is a big development for Baker Mayfield.
Here's his numbers so far. 38 yards on the 8 rushes that Holly's talking about. They waited until last Sunday to actually start kind of a Heisman campaign. Bob Stoops waited until after the Baylor game, and now it's full bore here in Norman. High snap, a handoff to Green. He hasn't done much tonight. This is a good-looking run, however.
Yeah, 4 carries for 10 yards before that run, and you just knew they had to try to get him back in the game a little bit. Tight end Buck Jones out leading that play. Had a career high last week, 177 yards on 30 carries.
It's the most carries by TCU back in 8 years. Those 30 attempts a week ago. Here's a counter, and it's Johnson, and he's still driving out to the 40-yard line. And the ball out at the end. Does Oklahoma have it? They do. Tapper comes out of the pile with it.
Yeah, that's just one of those cases where Johnson is fighting for extra yardage, and Tapper sees the man held up, and he just is going to reach in and rip the football out.
And that's ripping right there. Tapper has forced 3 fumbles this year, and now he's got his first fumble recovery by big number 91.
It's great to fight for extra yardage like that, but you got to make sure you take care of the football if you do that.
3 TCU turnovers, all in their own territory. Remember, the other ones, the 2 interceptions by Sanchez led to 10 points. They'll try to capitalize here again. Pirine straight up the gut, close to the 35. And we're at 5.5 minutes remaining in the quarter. Again, Oklahoma taking their time a little bit. Everybody at the line, though. We don't see huddles in this game between these 2 teams. We talked about the turnover margin, and -3 tonight. Here's Mayfield going deep to the corner. Caught. Westbrook, touchdown. And a turnover turns into Oklahoma points again.
We had single coverage working outside on Corey O'Malley. And a beautiful throw by Mayfield. A little late separation by Westbrook, and the ball delivered to the right spot.
Seibert's extra point up and good. After a slow start by Oklahoma, 20 unanswered points for the number 7 team in the country. And for the second time tonight, Mayfield with a touchdown pass, this time D.D. Westbrook.
See, O'Malley's in good position. A little bit of a push off, a little late separation by Westbrook. Got away with a little push and a nice throw by Mayfield, and they took advantage right away of the 3rd turnover of the game by TCU.
For D.D. Westbrook, his 4th touchdown catch of the season. So TCU with the early lead, and it's been all Oklahoma ever since. Don't forget, Week 11 in the NFL, Monday Night Football, great AFC East battle. Rex Ryan's Bills and the undefeated 9-0 Patriots, led by Tom Brady. 8:15 Eastern on ESPN. Coverage starts with Monday Night Countdown at 6. That guy's pretty good. Not bad at all. Craig Rothberg, our ace graphic man, pointed out to us today that the defending Super Bowl champion Patriots are undefeated. Up until today, the defending college football champion Ohio State Buckeyes were undefeated. That fell apart this afternoon. And Steph Curry and his team, the NBA champs, are 14-0 undefeated. They got a game tomorrow, I believe, on ABC or ESPN, one of the two. Turpin on the return. Frank Shannon made the stop on special teams. TCU's last 3 possessions, 36 seconds, 14 seconds, and 32 seconds, and turnover. Not good. Average 30 first downs a game, and tonight they're struggling. This guy started off red hot, though. If he can regain that touch, if they could just get a field goal here before halftime, I think they'd be happy.
Well, they can't turn the ball over anymore. I mean, this Oklahoma defense playing at a very high level, the best in the Big 12. You can't give their offense a short field.
Play action, throws to the outside. That one a little bit high and tipped, and Jordan Thomas almost got his hands on that one.
Again, the difference with this Oklahoma defense, I think Jordan Thomas, his emergence. Last year, Sanchez was a proven guy. They felt like they were one excellent cover guy short defensively, and that exposed him in this league with these pass offenses. Thomas and Sanchez really solidify this defense.
He did a great job on Baylor's Corey Coleman last week, Thomas did. Green on a cutback. Gets out around the 28-yard line. Pick up a 7.
And when you get to 3rd down, this is when Stryker becomes a factor. Usually rushing from the edge. He's kind of a tweener. You know, doesn't project at a particular place in the NFL at 6 foot 222. But he is a baller. I mean, he's a guy that has a nose for the football and makes plays. Here he is right here.
3rd down and 4. And we have a timeout taken.
Timeout. Oklahoma. Their second charge of the half. 30 seconds in line.
30-second timeout with 4:18 remaining in the half. Now the next college football playoff top 25 ranking show presented by Chick-fil-A is coming up on Tuesday night. Your chance to see the top 4, the first 2 out, and the rest of the rankings all revealed live with Reese and the guys. Tuesday, 7 o'clock on ESPN. You wonder how far Ohio State will fall after losing to Michigan State today. And number 4 through 7, Notre Dame, their best win, Navy. 11-0 Iowa. Wow. And Oklahoma State right now is having trouble in their game. And of course our game here, 20-7 OU in front right now. Big 3rd down for TCU just to try to keep something going here. They haven't had the football enough in this half to make much happen. Direct snap coming up. They fake the end around, and it's Nixon, and he's got the 1st down.
Good tough run by Nixon.
Picked up 7. Really a versatile guy as far as a receiver and a running back. Quarterback stays on the sideline. They're going to keep going with this. He's going to throw it as far as he can. And almost intercepted, or did he hold on?
No, but they're going to draw pass interference. You know, this is a pretty good idea by TCU. When you take the quarterback off the field, you certainly expect it to be a run.
Number 15, defense. 15-yard penalty and an automatic 1st down.
Sanchez, who has 2 interceptions on the ball game, expecting run with the quarterback on the sideline and just got beat.
Well, there it is.
Grabs the jersey.
Yep.
That's an easy call.
So 1st down, and Sawyer comes back in at quarterback. The ball just shaded into Oklahoma territory.
Sean Nixon looks like he's a little bit hurting on the sideline.
And Green got 5 or 6. By the way, the previous carry by Aaron put him over 1,000 yards on the season. So he's up around 1,006 or so. Having an excellent year. Sawyer throws to the outside into traffic. Got away with one there.
Oh, boy. First of all, the ball's in the air a long time, throwing from the right hash to the left sideline. And there's 2 Oklahoma defenders over there, Jordan Thomas and Eric Stryker. This has bad written all over it.
He's one of his last 7. So what looks so promising early, not so good right now. 3rd and 6. Looking at that 3-receiver side, and now in trouble, scrambling around. Can he get to the first down marker? Now Stryker tracked him down before he could get there. One of the great names for a guy that plays the way he plays defense.
Perfect name. Perfect name. He plays fast. He plays relentless. He never gives up on a play. And that's why he's the heart and soul of this Oklahoma defense.
Holds the school record for sacks by a linebacker with 23 coming into this game. Punting team comes out for TCU, and that means Ethan Perry. Sterling Shepard way back there on the other end. And takes the fair catch around the 14-yard line with 2:44 remaining in the first half. Let's check into the studio again with Cassidy.
All right, thanks, Brad. Taco Bell studio update. Brandon Allen with his 5th TD pass of the game. This one to Hunter Henry. Arkansas with 21 unanswered points. They now lead Mississippi State 35-31. This game over on ESPN.
All right, thank you, Cassidy. 2:44 remaining. This is the lowest point total for TCU in a half since the West Virginia game a year ago, and they actually came back and won that game. So I guess there's hope, but they had Trevon Boykin out there throwing it around at that point, and he's over there in sweats and a stocking cap.
And throwing it around to Josh Stockton, too. They're missing some big-time players.
You're not kidding. And here's Baker Mayfield keeping, going down at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Terrell Lathan in on the stop.
I think the TCU defense in this first half has played some outstanding football. Their offense has turned it over 3 times. They've made a lot of good plays. You just wonder how much they have in the tank.
Yeah.
If their offense can't sustain any drives and give them some rest, this running game will wear them down.
P-Ryan again somehow kept his balance in the backfield. Almost had his knee go down, put his hand on the turf, and picked up 11 yards. Boy, for a guy that weighs as much as he does a nice job keeping his balance and picking up extra yardage. Mayfield comes up slinging, and Shepard took himself out of that play. 8-yard pickup the way it is. Under the 2-minute mark, and Oklahoma going now at a pretty good pace, trying to get more points before halftime. On 2nd and 2, Mayfield fires again, a slant behind his intended receiver, and that was Sterling Shepard again. Now they got 3rd down coming up. Don't forget, stick around for Capital One halftime report. John, Mark, and Mac will be along. All the scores and highlights from a busy day in college football. I got to find out if Mayday is starting to gain a man crush on Baker Mayfield. He said before the game that he's the only guy that didn't have one so far. I know you're listening, Mark. 3rd down at 2. And that one's on target. 1st down. Pick up a 7. Well, when you have a favorite receiver, you just know he's going to be exactly where you want to put the ball, and that's what these 2 guys have.
Yeah, tight window there, right in between defenders.
And now Samaje Perine flag down. Nice stiff arm.
Flag down in the area where there might have been an illegal substitution.
Illegal substitution, number 23, defense. 12th player did not get off the field before the snap. The penalty is declined. The play resulted in a 1st down.
So they take the run, and it's out to midfield with a 1st down. Right on the midfield stripe with 1:21 remaining in the half.
Now we talked about TCU, how much they would have liked to got a field goal right before halftime. At this point now, with the ball at midfield, they got to hold on here. They can't afford this game to get out in front of them any more than it is right now.
178 yards on the ground right now for Oklahoma in the first half. Mayfield runs out of trouble, gets by a couple of tacklers, and falls forward for 4.
Somebody's playing without a shoe.
I think it's Mayfield. I think he's missing his right cleat.
Actually, I think it's defensive tackle Davion Pearson.
TCU, their second charge of the half.
You're right. Davion Pearson. So the clock stopped with 46 seconds remaining.
Baker Mayfield in the Heisman discussion. A couple other guys that not only had Heisman statistics, but Heisman moments. Robert Griffin III against Oklahoma to win the game. Johnny Manziel, everybody remembers this play in Tuscaloosa, kind of a defining moment in his Heisman year. And last week, the last touchdown in the fourth quarter for Baker Mayfield. Dimitri Flowers snuck out of the backfield. Mayfield extended the play, and that touchdown kind of sealed the game. And those are the kind of moments that go with stats that really stand out.
I think you could even go back, if you wanted to dig further, you go back to the Tennessee game we did in the fourth quarter. He put together, he had a couple plays like that were spectacular as well. They're at the 46 with 46. And here comes an end around and maybe a pass of D.D. Westbrook. He's going to cut back, and he got a first down. Holding on to the football, and he's taken a whole bunch of Horned Frogs to bring him down. He got 11 yards out of that to the 35.
Oklahoma has one timeout left.
They line it up in a hurry at the TCU 35. Play action. Mayfield all day to throw. Down the middle he goes and completes it to the 20. Sterling Shepard to pick up a 15.
One of the things Gary Patterson thought that Baker Mayfield didn't see the middle of the field too well. That time he had good eyes, good vision, and found his man in the middle.
They're going to clock it right here at the 22nd mark. The guy that's built his program around defense over there shaking his head because Oklahoma, in this waning moments of the second quarter, looks like they're going to put more points on the board.
Well, it's the run game. The run game wears you down. You know, the passing game makes you tired, but the running game is like getting punched in the stomach.
Yeah.
And when your defense is on the field this much and a half, it just takes its toll.
They took over at their own 14 with 2:44 left, and here they are on the 11th play of the drive at the 20-yard line with 20 ticks left. Pump fake. Mayfield wanting to go back the other way, and he's just got to get rid of this one. Aaron Curry again had a hand on him.
The quarterback was outside the pocket. The pass landed beyond the line of scrimmage. There is no intentional grounding.
Thank you, Alan. Alan Eck, our referee. So it's 3rd down and 10. Already, Austin Seibert has hit 2 field goals in this game, and it's well within his range right here. But they still got one shot if they want to take it.
The good news about having a safety playing middle linebacker for you, Traven Howard, number 32, is that if he has to move out and play pass coverage like he's going to on this play, he's pretty comfortable.
Mayfield, quarterback draw. Now he's going to think about throwing it. They might have guys downfield. It goes to the end zone to Mixon, and he couldn't hang on. And it's 4th down.
A good stop by the TCU defense. They could not afford to give up another score. They force him out of the pocket, and that's a good throw. I mean, you can't make a better throw on the run under duress. Mixon just not able to make the catch.
Seibert's hit from 35 and 32. This one's going to be from 37. They try to make it 23 straight points by the Sooners. Austin Seibert kick on the way, and it hung in there just enough. At the end of the second quarter, 37-yard field goal makes it 23-7. Halftime here in Norman. Capital One halftime reports coming up after these messages. And we welcome you back to Saturday Night Football on ABC, presented by Walmart. Just about set to start the third quarter here in Norman, Oklahoma. TCU started off strong. Oklahoma spotted them that opening 7-23 unanswered since for the 7th-ranked Sooners. Welcome back, everybody. Brad Nessler, Todd Blackledge, 320 yards total offense, most of it on the ground, and they only had to convert a couple of third downs. The turnovers are killing TCU right now.
Absolutely. I mean, TCU had 2 good plays offensively. After that, Oklahoma's defense really squeezed them, forced the turnovers, and that run game, 193 yards rushing in the first half. The last 5 drives to end the first half, they had 10 runs of 10 yards or more. So that running game just got stronger and stronger the more the game went.
That's wearing on TCU right now. Let's head down the field and check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, a major development right now for Oklahoma. Baker Mayfield will not return to this game. As he went off the field at the half, I said, hey, are you okay? And he said, yes. But when he came back out, he does not have his helmet with him. I'm assuming that he has potentially been evaluated for a concussion because he's moving fine on that ankle that was taped. I saw him just go and talk to his quarterback, Trevor Knight, that has been his backup all season, and say, hey, go out and finish this thing off. I'll keep you posted if I get more information.
Talk about having a great situation as far as your backup quarterback. That guy we saw 2 years ago star in the Sugar Bowl win over Alabama. They threw 4 touchdown passes. He is a captain on this team and a leader on this team, even though he's not been a starter all season. So they're in good hands right now. Trevor Knight, I would say.
Yep. He's played well when he's been called upon and has been an even better presence. Always the first guy off the field to congratulate Baker Mayfield. Now he comes on the field to take his place.
Here's the kick to open the corner from a yard deep. And it's Alex Ross. And Ross didn't get to the 20, but got out near the 19-yard line. As we take a look at our Pacific Life game summary through 2 quarters. 3 turnovers. These interceptions, 2 by Sanchez, making 6 on the season for him. And they turned those turnovers into points courtesy of the Oklahoma rushing game of Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine, both doing a great job on the ground. And they just chewed up yardage. And then when Baker Mayfield's had a crack at it, including that 21-yarder to Sterling Shepard and this one to D.D. Westbrook, 2 touchdown passes in the first half. Even though he's not out there to start the third quarter, he had a major impact in the first 2 quarters. So here's Trevor Knight at the controls. First down, Oklahoma from the 19-yard line. And only about a yard gain for Perine.
Another tackle by Travin Howard, number 32, again playing the middle linebacker position at 6'1", 190. Converted safety. Gives them versatility in their pass defense, but boy, those inside runs, they test your manhood. And so far, Travin Howard has played pretty well.
Something you'd say about a high school linebacker in the middle at 190.
Right. Busted play.
And Trevor Knight will bring it for what he can. Runs out of bounds at the 22. Trevor, junior out of San Antonio, basically the same size and type of quarterback as Baker Mayfield. You saw Baker earlier after that hit and that targeting and ejection against TCU, just trying to focus his eyes, squinting. You could see behind his face mask and his shield on his helmet. And I don't think he was ever great after that.
I was kind of surprised he continued playing.
And here's Perine down the sideline, out of the backfield with a reception. He doesn't catch as many balls out of the backfield as Mixon does, but he knows what to do with it when he gets his hands on it. And now he's down after a pickup of 16. So Oklahoma might be down another starter.
Keep growing it, baby. Keep growing it. Hey.
Perine over 1,000 yards on the season again tonight. After 1,700 plus yards a year ago. Here's the end of the play. Ooh, and that left knee and ankle got tangled up. We'll check on Samaje and hope that he's not hurt as they're helping him to his feet. We'll be right back. Samaje Perine on the sideline, left leg, whether it be his knee or his ankle, we're not quite sure. They're working on him over there, and it takes away that versatility we were talking about, Todd. Now it's all Joe Mixon. They can't have both those guys in the backfield. And that is Joe set up behind Baker Mayfield. He'll get the carry, and he's cut down in a hurry. Nice tackle by Torrance Mosley as we check in with Holly.
Well, Samaje Perine is having his left ankle examined. They did a thorough ligament bone examination, and now they've asked him to get up and put some weight on it and see how well he can move. I can say it's very gingerly as he's testing it out right now, guys.
That doesn't look like a guy returning to the game anytime soon.
Here's Knights being chased. Had to get rid of it. Threw it to the sideline. I actually said Baker Mayfield on the previous play. I get so used to seeing him back there, and they're built exactly alike, but obviously Baker's not going to play the rest of the game.
A good opportunity for this TCU defense. They got a chance to rest at halftime. They were kind of getting worn down at the end of the second quarter. They get to come out fresh here. They get a stop and see if their offense can put something together.
This might be the first time where Trevor has to make a throw to try to move the sticks. 3rd down and 9.
You know, TCU wanted to have a different defensive back on the field, and then he ran back off, and then they had to use a timeout instead.
Boy, a wasted one right there. 3rd down and 9 coming up for OU when we return.
Saturday Night Football, presented by Walmart. Stop by a store or visit us at walmart.com to share wonder every day. Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper and college football. It's a one-of-a-kind tradition. And Chick-fil-A. We didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich.
Doesn't seem possible that the national championship for Oklahoma was 15 years ago. As a trophy room here in Norman. They'd love to get another shot this year and make the college football playoff, but they've got TCU to worry about this half. They've got Bedlam to worry about next week, and then see what the committee comes up with. They got some help today in that area with Ohio State losing as far as other teams having the opportunity to move up. Here's Mixon off the left side, broke one tackle, not going to get away though from Josh Carraway. Nice job by the defensive end to stay with it. And they're doing a little jawing.
Well, TCU got the stop they needed. Ty Darlington slow getting up off the pile as well. Their starting center, the leader of that offensive line.
Talk about TCU injuries, and now Oklahoma's lost their starting quarterback and their starting tailback. Low snap on the punt, but Seibert handles it. And it's going to bounce out of bounds around the 25. With 12:39 remaining here, let's get a studio update. Cassidy Hubbard back in the studio. Cassidy.
Thanks, Brad. Upset brewing in Stillwater. 3rd-string quarterback Chris Johnson in for the injured Jarrett Stidham. 71-yard TD pass to K.D. Cannon. Johnson 4 for 5, 132 yards and 2 TDs so far in the second half. Baylor up 38-21 in the third. Back to you guys.
So Baylor's playing with their backup quarterback. TCU's playing with their backup quarterback. Oklahoma's playing with their backup quarterback.
Hunter's knee was off the ground when he fielded the snap.
I mentioned it was a low snap. And let's take a look at number 43 here. Oh, yeah. Good call. So that's dead right there. Again, they're taking a look at the replay, but it certainly looked like when he fielded the punt, his knee was already down, and that would give a lot better field position to TCU.
Well, TCU already having trouble sustaining drives. They need a short field. Usually that comes from a defensive turnover, but they'll take this.
Those kind of plays make a coach go crazy.
Siebert, a true freshman, the only true freshman in the FBS that's handling both the punting and the place kicking duties.
They're actually number 1 in net punting in the country, or in the Big 12, I should say. And he's done a good job tonight as both the place kicker and the punter. And the snap was more the problem in that case. And this one's taking an awful long time for what looked like.
Well, it looks like Oklahoma's already
they got the defense out there.
Their defense is going back there by their own end zone.
Again, the back judge is writing things down, and Bill tells us that means they're checking the clock and the spot and the line of scrimmage and all of that. Bob Stoops 3-2 against TCU in his 17 years here in Norman. Won 8 Big 12 titles. If they win tonight, it would be their 13th season of double-digit wins under that guy. That's pretty impressive.
Finished 8-5 a year ago. A lot of close ball games that could have gone either way. You mentioned we saw them in the Sugar Bowl with Trevor Knight leading the way against Alabama, and they went into last season, a lot of people high expectations, and then they struggled a little bit.
After review, the offensive player's knee was on the ground when he fielded the snap. Make the play down by rule. Change of possession on down. First down TCU at the 26-yard line. Please set the game clock to 12:49. 12:49.
So they're going to put it down at the 21-yard line. It's a differential here. You consider the punt and then coming back at 51 yards. So you talk about flipping the field in one play.
Well, TCU's defense has not been able to force a turnover, but this is the exact same thing. You get a short field for your offense. You put Oklahoma's defense in a sudden change type situation. And now the question is, can the Horned Frogs capitalize?
Green on the carry. Cuts back. Wow, nifty move. Aaron Green, and he's gone. Touchdown. Just like that, they turn things around in one play.
And that was some quick feet now by Aaron Green. There were some guys in the area to make a tackle, but watch the quick cuts by Green. There's one, there's two, there's three, there's four. Like making people miss in a phone booth. Aaron Green gets it done for the touchdown.
Green's 10th rushing touchdown of the year. And it comes one play after the misfire on the low snap, and the punter having to go to his knee. And boy, did TCU make that one pay off. And they're going to go for 2 here. Fade to the corner. Jump ball knocked out of Listenby's hands.
Trying to make it a one-possession game with that. Listenby is a fast receiver. We've seen him catch the 2 deep balls. He's not a particularly big physical guy at 6'1", 183. Jordan Thomas, the guy he was working on, a very physical corner.
So TCU capitalizes after this play. A knee down, turn it over on downs, and then Aaron Green, touchdown from 26 yards out. 23-13. Back in Norman, 23-13 now after a one-play 26-yard drive. Aaron Green for the touchdown, closing the gap to 10. During that last timeout, this young man on the Sooner Schooner asked this young lady for a hand in marriage, and I think she's going to say yes. They can tell their kids someday, yep, kids, we met in a covered wagon.
She doesn't look surprised either.
Yeah.
She probably picked out the ring.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, congratulations to those two.
Absolutely.
Brianna and Jacob, we understand. Congratulations to you two. This is his last night, last home game, driving the Sooner Schooner. Big night for him. He's going to regret it the rest of his life. I'm only kidding. You know, it's week 11 in the NFL, Todd. You being a great dancer will enjoy what they're going to do at Cam Newton's celebration dance last week. They're going to talk to Billy White Shoes Johnson, Ickey Woods, Terrell Owens about the dab thing that Cam did last week. That's on Sunday NFL Countdown, 11 o'clock. Following NFL Insiders at 10 tomorrow morning. Well, the last couple games, TCU has been really good in the second half. And they're going to need that here, trailing by 10. Trevor Knight comes up throwing. Sterling Shepard in the secondary. hurdles a man and gets into TCU territory.
Boy, what a great call by Lincoln Riley. You've got your backup quarterback in. You got P. Ryan on the bench hurt. Get the ball to your best playmaker that's still available, and that's Sterling Shepard.
And they go hurry up here, and now it's Mixon, and Mixon on the run, and another hurdle job inside the 25 for Mixon. 2 big plays, one through the air. Now Mixon slow to get up.
Well, they did a great job pulling the backside guard. Jonathan Alvarez, number 68, getting out in front.
Ironically, the left leg of Mixon, and that's what took down Samaje Perine, and he's limping off. So all of a sudden, the 2 starting tailbacks, and they do at times start together, are down, and that means Daniel Brooks, number 34, has to come in.
Next man up, Daniel Brooks. Dimitri Flowers also in as the fullback, the lead back.
Brooks is not a big guy, 5'8", 182 pounds. He might have to carry the load the rest of the way. Backup quarterback, backup tailback. That's the combination there, and Brooks for a couple.
Biggest thing with Brooks now is ball security. Make sure he takes care of that football. He's been on the sidelines most of the game. Make sure that he takes care of the ball.
Nixon trying to stretch it out over there on the sideline.
Perine back in the ball game.
Well, that's good news, I guess.
Very good news.
The way he went off, it didn't look like he was coming back.
Very good news for Oklahoma today and beyond.
Right. At the 22, 2nd down and 8. Trevor Knight, the play fake and going to the corner. Westbrook couldn't get there. Pretty good throw, but nice coverage on the corner. Well, brings up 3rd down and 8. They have not been that effective on 3rd down tonight, the Sooners.
No. And to TCU's credit, that's been one of their strengths all year.
Getting off the field on 3rd down.
29% coming in. 1st in the Big 12, 7th in the country, and Oklahoma 3 of 11 tonight.
They've got to get to the 14-yard line for a 1st down. Knight zips it down the middle, too far in front of Shepard. He might have had a half step, but that was too far in front of number 3, and it's 4th down.
There's a linebacker dropping right in the window there that made it difficult for Trevor Knight to see, to make that throw to Shepard. Shepard was open. He got separation from his corner, but there was a linebacker that dropped kind of right into the sight of the quarterback.
This guy's hit 35, 32, 39. Can he hit 37? Can he hit 39? We'll see here. No, he can't. Just to the left. Missed opportunity there for Oklahoma. So that's a nice stop for TCU.
Good snap, good hold.
Looked right there like it was going to hang in, but not quite. About the width of the football to the left of the upright. So it stays 23-13, and TCU comes back on the field. And a 1st down for the Horned Frogs at their own 22-yard line.
Foster Sawyer, 8 of 15 for 107 yards in the 1st half. He had the long touchdown, but 2 interceptions. He's going to have to get hot here in the 2nd half.
It'll be Green on the carry, trying to take it wide. Ran into his own blocker, did get to the 25. Pickup of a couple. So 2 backs in this game have gone over 1,000 yards for the season on the night. Samaje Perine for Oklahoma and Aaron Green for TCU. That throw too far in front of Sean Nixon. Incomplete. 3rd down and 7.
You know, one of the things, if you want to play fast, you have to play good to play fast. They tried to go tempo that time and snap it quickly, but it was a bad throw by Sawyer. So now instead of still moving the ball, it's 3rd down and long against this Oklahoma defense in your own territory.
Sawyer's only completed 1 on 3rd down tonight. One to each team, I should say. Going to go deep. That's been his best spot tonight. This time intended for Listenby again. Basically the same pattern. Incomplete. Jordan Thomas had good coverage that time.
Yeah, I mean, that's just not a very high percentage throw. I know they hit it early, but it's zone coverage. So Jordan Thomas is playing deep third, and he's got his eyes on the quarterback. He's in position to play the ball. I mean, that's a low percentage throw for any quarterback, whether it's Foster Sawyer or Trevon Boykin.
Sterling Shepard calls for a fair catch and takes it inside the 30-yard line. Cassidy's got a studio update for us.
Let's head to Fenway Park, where Boston College and Notre Dame are facing off. Backup QB Jeff Smith with an 80-yard touchdown run, but Notre Dame still with the lead despite 5 turnovers, 3 in the red zone. 19-9 with about 8 to play in the fourth. Back to you.
Notre Dame looks like they're playing on Thursday Night Football in the NFL, those unis.
Yeah, we've seen some good ones, huh?
Yeah, some strange ones. Oklahoma in their regular crimson and cream here with a 10-point lead. Their backup quarterback, Trevor Knight, if you're just joining us, Baker Mayfield on a targeting foul. Came out in the third quarter without a helmet, so they're probably going through concussion protocol with him. Either that or he just doesn't feel well after the hit he took late in the second quarter. So that means it's number 9's football game right now. And so far he's 2 of 5 throwing the ball.
And Baker Mayfield didn't have a banner night throwing it either. This TCU defense giving some confusing looks, putting pressure on the quarterback, playing well on third down. So it won't be easy for Trevor Knight.
On 2nd and 9, play fake, and he tripped himself up. Turf Monster got him as he was trying to backpedal. And it's 3rd down and longer. Josh Caraway is the guy that's down.
Yeah, they chipped on Caraway. Samaje Perine was helping his tackle and got a chip block on Caraway. Did a great job. Trevor Knight just, I don't know if he got his foot tangled up with Perine going to block, but got tripped up and fell to the ground.
Hopefully he just had the wind knocked out of him. He got sandwiched between those two players, and he took a whole bunch of Perine at 230 pounds right in the chest.
That's a great technique and a great way to slow down pass rushers and to help your tackle, is to use a back and just on his way out into a pass route, take something out of that guy. And again, when you're 230 pounds and you hit a guy like that, there's a little force behind him.
He took something out of him. He took him out of the game with that one. 3rd down and a bunch, though, for Oklahoma. 3rd and 16. Shepard is the slot man on the right side. It's Trevor Knight. Fires incomplete. Looking for a flag is Jarvis Baxter, and he's not going to get one.
Well, I don't think there's going to be a flag because he was making a play on the football. I mean, there was contact, but he was going to make a play on the football.
He got the right hand around there. I don't know if the left hand was on his back or not, but Isahaku makes the play defensively and forces an Oklahoma punt.
It should be good field position again for TCU.
This snap was not low, so Seibert gets the kick away. It'll be a fair catch around the 39 by Turpin. 38-yard punt, no return. Let's check in with Holly.
Well, guys, Bob Stoops' policy is not to give out injury information, so I'm doing the best I can over here. But Joe Mixon came out of the game. There was a very unusual evaluation. They asked him to stand up on the bench and stretch out the back of his left leg. Then he got off the bench. He didn't really want to keep talking to the trainers, and he's trying to walk it off. But clearly, both he and Perine now both a little bit hobbled. Big news for the Sooners.
Looks like they're not letting him have his helmet either, and he looks like he wants to come back in by the looks on the sideline.
I think TCU needs to make some throws, crossing routes, something in the middle of the field. The fade routes are not there.
Green flags down. Going to have a holding call. Nice nifty run again by Green, but I think it's going to be negated here.
Number 93, defense.
Oh, it's on the defense.
Penalty, of course, you get another run. First out.
So that goes in TCU's favor. And in our favor tonight, our aerial coverage is provided by Goodyear. Everything Goodyear has learned making tires that go the distance inspires what they roll into yours. Goodyear, more driven.
Well, that's a really rare call to see defensive holding on a run play.
Yeah.
You know, you see it sometimes if they're running a stunt or a blitz and he tries to hold up an offensive lineman in pass protection. Pretty rare.
Again, they're going to go the long ball in the same spot for the same guy, and the same result, intercepted.
You got to stop making that throw. I mean, there's other throws to be made rather than continuing to try to throw that down the sideline. And again, if the ball drifts back to the inside too much, the safety has a chance to make a play. This has to be thrown out over the outside shoulder of Listenby. He beats the corner, but if the ball's in the inside, the safety's there to make a play.
And in this case, Ahmad Thomas was his third interception of the year, the third of the night by the Oklahoma defense.
The only good out of that is it's like a punt that downs Oklahoma inside the 10-yard line, but they can't afford to have turnovers like that, and I think they need to look to throw the ball more into the middle of the field.
He only missed once early. He's only hit one since.
I mean, they're still in this ball game. Their defense is strong. Their defense has played great in the second half the last few weeks, but you can't just keep giving the ball up.
Trevor Knight gets it to Brooks. Falls forward to the 11. So down to 9 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
One of the things with Brooks, he's out of the game now, and P. Ryan back in the game. Your pass protection. P. Ryan the best, Mixon the second best. Brooks not as many reps in the pass pro part.
Second down and 7. And now it's Trevor Knight keeping it. He got to the corner. He got a block out there by one of his receivers, and a nice gain for Trevor Knight. First down as he picks up 17. Deron Neal was the wide receiver out there giving him a little help.
If you want to get big runs on the perimeter, you have to block with your wide receivers. Neal got the first block, and there's another block. I think it's Westbrook that got a block out on the edge as well.
So that moves it from inside their own 10 out to the 28-yard line. P. Ryan will shift over to Trevor Knight's right and get it on the inside handoff straight up the middle. Samaje P. Ryan still on his feet at midfield. It's a foot race for P. Ryan. He got a block and he's gone. Touchdown. .72 yards on the run, limping into the end zone. Boy, for a guy that went out earlier and looked like he might not return, he returns with a bang. Career-long run for Samaje. Extra point is good.
Well, some really good blocking at the point of attack. Watch the right guard and the right tackle. And then you're going to see a missed tackle by the most experienced defender. Guard and tackle, trade off, and then watch Derek Kindred misses the tackle. Just doesn't wrap up. P. Ryan at 230 pounds. Too hard to bring down with just a shoulder. You got to bring more than that.
And we talked about Sterling Shepard all night and his blocking ability. Watch this one right there. That's the last one Samaje needed. Explosive plays on the ground tonight.
Last week against Baylor in the first half, he had 10 carries for 47 yards, 18 for 117 in the second half. A big one there in the third quarter of this one.
So another interception turns into 7 points. 3-play, 92-yard march, 72 of it on the legs of Samaje P. Ryan, and it's 30-13.
Coming into the game, Oklahoma had 14 interceptions, which was 2 more than they had had all of last year with more games. 3 more added to that total tonight.
So Oklahoma's got 24 points off the 4 TCU turnovers. And now they lead by 17. From the goal line is Turpin. Turpin, nice move on the inside. And the best return he's had of the night as he brought it back 29 yards. And we check in with Cassidy Hubbard again in the studio.
All right, Brad Todd, it appears a Big 12 game is broken out in the SEC. Dak Prescott with his 5th touchdown pass to give Mississippi State the lead despite 7 touchdown passes by Brandon Allen. Arkansas driving, though, with about 58 seconds to go over on ESPN.
Oh, man.
Wow. 7 touchdown passes. That's a whole season for some guys.
You're not kidding. At the 29, TCU first down. Foster Sawyer gives it off. Aaron Green cuts back, looking for a block from his quarterback. He got a piece of one. And he picks up about 8 yards. Boy, he's got some quick feet in the holes.
Yeah, he can put that foot in the ground and change directions without losing speed very well.
At 922 yards a year ago, went over the 1,000-yard mark here tonight. Gets another carry and is close to a first down. Eric Stryker in on another tackle. And it's going to be 3rd down and a yard. He'll get it again. I don't know if he'll get it, though. He might be short. Stryker again helps on the tackle. Along with Matt Diamond.
Yep, Stryker and Diamond. Again, that's one of those deals where 3rd down and 1. You're in the shotgun. You hand the ball off 5 yards away from the first down. And then you get hit behind the line of scrimmage. Great pursuit from the backside by Stryker, and then the big body of Diamond there to slow it up as well.
So it forces a punt. And we've got a whistle before the snap.
Timeout.
Play clock
TCU
was down to 3.
Oh, they're going to need all the timeouts they can get, and they're only going to have 1 remaining for the remainder of this quarter and the 4th quarter to come. (30-13) with TCU about to punt. And Oklahoma does not have a man back deep. They've got somebody standing around the 43-yard line, which is Ahmad Thomas. So this one's going back to nobody. And nicely downed by TCU around the 6-yard line. Time for tonight's Aflac trivia question. Oklahoma's 95-1 when scoring 40 or more points in a game under Bob Stoops. When was their only loss? When they had 40 plus. Right now they're not there yet, but they're within 10. So the offense has to take over deep in their own territory again. Samaje Perine back in there after a 72-yard touchdown run the last time he touched it. 109 after contact. He has really bounced around back there and had great balance, putting his hand on the turf and keeping some of those runs moving forward. He's right near his own goal line here. Yes, he'll get the carry off the left side. There he goes again. Samaje Perine, another first down run. Give him 12 or 13.
It's blocked by Carson Meyer, a backup tight end, redshirt freshman out of Tulsa, leading the way there.
We mentioned, and Todd said last week, 28 carries for 166 yards and a couple touchdowns. That's the most carries he had since the career-high 34 in his record-breaking performance against Kansas last year when he went for a ridiculous 427. Oklahoma's had 13 runs tonight, Ledge, of 10 yards or more. That's banging it in there.
Yeah. And again, the last 5 weeks, this offense has just looked different, and it's been primarily the change in their running game. More productive, more consistency with their offensive line.
Trevor Knight streaks down the sideline. Did he tuck it in there? No, incomplete, broken up. Intended for
nice work by O'Mealy. O'Mealy in there fighting, knocks the ball out. Man-to-man coverage. Able to just kind of rip it out of there. The ball was pretty well thrown.
Needs the tallest wide receiver they have at 6'5". And now they find themselves in that 3rd down and long situation again. And only 3 of 13. That has not been their strong suit tonight. Turnovers and turning turnovers into points has been their strong suit tonight. Knight, that one's batted down somewhere around the line of scrimmage, and it'll bring out the punting unit.
I don't know if that got batted down or if it just came out of his hands weird. It looked like it was batted, but I looked at the replay. I didn't see anybody hit the ball. It just looked like it slipped out of his hands.
Either way, they have to punt it away. And Turpin will take it. Good field position around the 45-yard line. Now, we gave you only a couple of minutes to think this one over, but our Aflac trivia question, 95-1 under Bob Stoops when they score 40 or more. When was the time that they didn't do it? I remember it well. It was quite a play in the bowl game at Fiesta Bowl. 2007. Boise State is the team that beat them 43-42 on that infamous Statue of Liberty looking play. Kind of put Boise State on the map, that win over Oklahoma.
If I recall, I think there was a proposal.
Yes, there was.
That game as well, right?
The tailback and the cheerleader. First down. Green in the middle of the pile, only a yard or 2. Been out of 5 minutes in the 3rd. TCU's just, they're still there. That's a good sign. Green this time stopped short of the line of scrimmage. Nice play by Charles Walker, was the first guy out there.
This defensive front for Oklahoma. Bob Stoops said they call them Team 1 and 1A. They can rotate. It doesn't matter which group's in there. They feel that confident in their depth of their front 3. They have just controlled the line of scrimmage the last few weeks.
Empty backfield again for Foster Sawyer. 3rd down and 9. Oklahoma showed blitz off the corner. They back out of that. Sawyer is going to run, try to get the first down. Won't get there, but he did get about 6. Dominique Alexander knocked him out.
When you play against a young quarterback, you mix up your looks. You bring pressure sometimes, and you rush 3 and drop 8. You make him read coverage. You don't give him a comfortable thing to see and hope that he'll tuck it and get out of there quickly. And that's what he did.
Shepard waits back at the 10-yard line on the punt. And that's about where he's going to take the catch. Nice little move at the end of that. Oklahoma's offense starting at the 10-yard line after we check in with Cassidy again.
And what an ending between Mississippi State and Arkansas. Arkansas setting up for the 29-yard field goal in the win, but Cole Hetland's kick blocked by Benquez Brown. The Bulldogs hold on for the 51-50 win, and Baylor right now with a 38-21 lead in the 4th with 7 to play. Back to you guys.
A lot of excitement in Fayetteville, and they come up a point shy.
It's amazing. I mean, you know, the games in November are, it's just, college football is as good as it gets in the month of November.
No doubt. We still got some good ones yet to come on this upcoming Thanksgiving weekend. Samaje P. Ryan, this time tracked down from behind by Montrell Wilson. Wilson, another one of those guys, not the biggest linebacker in the world, about 208 pounds, a freshman out of Keller, Texas. You know, that last 4th down and 1, I guess some people could have said down 17, why doesn't Gary Patterson go for it? His defense is kind of stopping Oklahoma right now, and he's just playing the percentages.
Well, and he's playing the field position. Oklahoma's last 3 drives have started on their 8, 7, and 10.
And they're going to get a stop here too, short of the first, short of the line of scrimmage, I should say.
You know, you just hope you can keep them pinned down. Maybe Oklahoma's a little more conservative in their play calling. And if you get your offensive short field enough opportunities, maybe they'll pop a play here or there. They just haven't had many big plays since early in the ballgame.
That guy on the sideline, the starting quarterback, might be part of the reason for the conservative approach. Even though Trevor Knight is an experienced quarterback, he hasn't been able to make the kind of plays that Mayfield was making in the first half. 3rd down and 8, looking to make one here. And almost intercepted by O'Mealy. So they do force another punt.
This TCU team lost their best cornerback in the SMU game, Tejada. O'Mealy's had some nice plays tonight. And another punt situation, and should be good field position for the TCU offense.
Seibert going to have to punt from near his own goal line. Turpin will take the fair catch at the 45. So it is excellent field position. And we might see a new quarterback for TCU.
Graham was the backup quarterback a week ago, and when Trevon Boykin went down, he was the first guy to go in. Not sure where his helmet was.
You got to have the right helmet or it won't do you much good.
Right now, Gary Patterson just looking for some kind of a spark. His defense has kept them in the game. This game is not out of reach. But they've got to have somebody give them a spark. And right now, they're hoping another quarterback might be able to do that.
Cole Hausman was 13 out of 19 for 112 yards and an interception in the win over Kansas last week. So let's see how he does. First throw is on the mark, but it's going to be a loss. Green knocked down over there by Zach Sanchez, who's had a big game with a couple interceptions. A nice open field tackle there.
Very instinctive player. I mean, he reads things quickly, diagnoses them quickly, and doesn't waste much motion getting to make a play. That's why he has so many interceptions.
That's 6 a year ago, and with the 2 he's got tonight, he's got 6 again this season. Green on the handoff, only a couple as he backpedals for 2. It's going to bring up 3rd and long. Well, the field position doesn't do you any good if your offense doesn't move it.
No.
Both teams really struggling on 3rd down tonight. Colhausen has time down the middle and broken up. Dominique Alexander drops into coverage and makes a nice play.
Well, at least they tried to throw the ball somewhere different than deep down the sideline. A crossing route. Ball was a little bit behind the intended receiver. He had a chance, but Alexander able to get a hand on it because the ball was slightly behind the intended receiver, Nixon.
Sterling Shepard's been a busy punt returner tonight, but for the most part it's been all fair catches, which he does again at the 16-yard line as we check in with Holly.
Well, Dominique Alexander's been unbelievable for this Oklahoma defense this year. I took a peek at their defensive production chart when we were meeting in the defensive meeting room. He's at the top of the production chart, but most interestingly, he has the most stops on third down. Coming into the game tonight, 17 stops by himself on third down. He has 2 more in this quarter alone, so when it counts the most, Dominique Alexander has been the most effective for the Sooners.
He was their leading tackler a year ago, and he is coming into this game tonight as well. I bet there's something interesting going on in their family when they have Bedlam, because his dad played at Oklahoma State. First down. Trevor Knight throws to the outside, and this one's complete to Shepard. And a nice move to the inside, and Sterling off to the races out near midfield.
Just such a dependable playmaker. Short throw, let him make one guy miss, and make it into a big gain. Short throw, but a big gain if he can make one guy miss. Gary Patterson said, reminds him so much of the kid that played at Kansas State, Lockett, who's now tearing it up in the NFL. Seemed like he was at Kansas State for 6 years. I'm sure that's what it feels like with Shepard, too.
Now with the Seahawks, here's Pirine. Puts his head down and blasts his way for what might be the last play of the third quarter. What a night for Samaje, especially with a 72-yard touchdown run after he was cut down on a pass reception on the sideline, and it looked like maybe he wouldn't even come back into the game. He's got 173 yards rushing through 3 quarters. And the 3 quarters have come to a close. 15 to play. ABC's Primetime College Football presented by Walmart will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Let's take a look at our Pacific Life game summary through 3 quarters. In this one, Baker Mayfield has not returned in the second half. 169 total yards. Nice job on the ground through 2 touchdown passes. TCU, we still got 15 minutes to go, but they're 400 yards under their season average. So a nice job by the Oklahoma defense. Also have to remind you, they're playing without Trevon Boykin. They're playing without Josh Doxton. They're playing without their starting center. And a whole bunch of other guys that have been banged up all year.
And oh, by the way, Trevon Boykin only averaged 402 yards per game total offense.
Yeah,
so
there's the missing 400, huh?
Yeah.
Brad Nessler, Todd Blackledge, Holly Rowe, and our crew in Norman to start the 4th quarter. Blitz coming on a running play, and it paid off for TCU as Mixon is back in there now too, and that's a good sign. Joe Mixon went out with an injury earlier.
Meanwhile, they lost yardage on that play, but for the 6th game in a row, ever since the Texas game, this Oklahoma offense is over 500 yards, 517 as we start the 4th quarter. We asked Lincoln Riley, what did they do differently after that game? They changed some of their substitutions, eliminated some of their personnel groupings so that they could play faster, simplified to play faster, and they've been much more effective as well.
Knight throws over the middle high. It skips off the hands of Pirine.
That would have been a first down as well. Pirine had a lot of green grass in front of him. If that ball's down where he can catch it.
So punting situation for Oklahoma.
When you're throwing to a running back, you don't want to make them have to reach too far for the ball. Even if they have good hands, you want them to be able to catch that thing where they can do what they do, which is run.
Cavante Turpin had a punt return for a touchdown last week. They've done a nice job making him fair catch the ball as well tonight. He does around the 11-yard line with 14:08 remaining in the football game. Still Oklahoma up by 17. Great shots of Oklahoma Memorial Stadium, courtesy of our aero coverage by Goodyear. Everything Goodyear is Lauren Megan tires that go the distance. Inspires what they roll into yours. Goodyear, more driven.
Well, TCU, last 5 drives, 4 3-and-outs, and a turnover.
Sean Nixon will take the direct snap here again.
Anything to get a spark.
That's not a spark. It's a nice play by Eric Stryker and Jordan Evans.
Part of this is Oklahoma's defense is good. I mean, they are legitimately the best defense in the Big 12. But this is just not the same TCU offense that played the majority of the season. They coming into this game was averaging over 600 yards of offense. You don't have a quarterback that you had. You don't have your top receiver. You're missing a couple linemen. It's not the same.
Pistol set here for Kohlhausen. And Kyle Hicks this time with a flag down, still trying to move the pile.
Illegal formation, offense, more than 4 men in the backfield, half the distance to the goal from the previous spot. It's second down.
Gary Patterson doesn't like the call. So they back it up inside the 10. Actually, it's going to be inside the 5. Not the spot you want your second or third string, whichever you want to consider their quarterback. Now they're in their own end zone with Hicks behind it.
And in the loudest end of the field as well.
Deep in his own end zone to throw, and he got drilled, trying to get rid of it. Throws it out incomplete.
Wow.
Eric Stryker, number 19, coming as he always does with a big head of steam.
How Kohlhausen stayed upright on this one, I'll never know. Stryker whips the left tackle and gets to the quarterback, just can't get him on the ground. And Kohlhausen knew he had a guy out in that area to throw it away to. Stryker could have got called for a face mask there.
And probably should have. That's a lonely feeling right now for Kohlhausen in the end zone. Going to get real lonely if he doesn't complete this pass. And it's broken up. Number 1, Dominique Alexander covering number 1, Emmanuel Porter.
Boy, that's a matchup you want. I mean, you got a 6'4" wide receiver working against an inside linebacker. And I think Porter just wasn't able to make this catch. Alexander was in pretty good position, but I think Porter had a chance to get 2 hands on the ball and just couldn't come down with the football. Again, Porter just back, the first game back from injury, obviously a little rusty tonight.
Perry, busy punter tonight. And Sterling Shepard will take it on the TCU side of the 50 at the 48-yard line with the fair catch. We lost a member of our crew this week with a heavy heart. We honor our friend Jamie Faust, who passed away the day after his birthday this week at 54. Buddy, speaking for the whole crew, we're going to miss you.
Saturday Night Football, presented by Walmart. Brought to you by Pacific Life. For life insurance, annuities, and investments, choose Pacific Life, the power to help you succeed. The 2015 Ford Edge, be unstoppable. And AT&T, mobilizing your world.
When you get great balance with your ground game and your passing attack, you tend to win games. And when Bob Stoops has had a 100-yard rusher and a 100-yard receiver, as he has tonight, never lost.
You know, the other lesson there is when your best players, your best playmakers get enough touches, good things happen.
Yeah.
And then smart work by Lincoln Riley, getting the ball in the hands of the guys that can make the plays for him, especially with your starting quarterback on the shelf right now.
And that's not good. 9 first downs altogether. Baker Mayfield again did not come out with a helmet in the second half after taking a big shot in the second quarter on a targeting foul by TCU. So here's Trevor Knight. That one came off his hand a little funny too. It's going to be an interesting short week for Baker Mayfield to see if he can play against Oklahoma State in the Bedlam game. Second down and 10 at the 48. P-Ryan cut back with a good run. He's closing in. Maybe having a 200-yard game before this is over.
Well, that'll be the question for both of these teams. Baker Mayfield, will he be good to go next week against Oklahoma State? On Saturday, will Trevon Boykin be good to go on Friday against Baylor for TCU? Both teams facing important games to wrap up their seasons.
Third down at 4. Mixon comes back in, but he goes out in the slot as a wide receiver to the right side.
Timeout, Oklahoma. It's their first charge of the second half.
So they want to make sure they've got the play called they want with a third down and 4. We'll see how they do when we come back.
Cassidy Hubbard with your studio update. Chris Johnson with a 4-yard TD run. The Bears outrushed Oklahoma State 303-8 as they hand the Cowboys their first loss of the year. Back to you guys.
Also, since the college football rankings have come out, 9 top 10 teams have lost. That's why we always say let's wait until the smoke clears.
Let them play it out. Let them play it out.
Here it's number 7 Oklahoma clinging to a 17-point lead. And Shepard, tough reception and run after the catch for a first down. So the Big 12 standings look like this now. Cowboys take their first loss. Oklahoma trying to join them at 7-1, and that'll set up the match in Bedlam in Stillwater next week. Baylor bounces back from the loss to Oklahoma last week, looking impressive tonight. P-Ryan only a yard, maybe 2. As we approach 11 minutes remaining, it is week 11 in the NFL. Monday Night Football. Good one in the AFC East. The Buffalo Bills and the undefeated 9-0 Patriots, led by Tom Brady, 8:15 Eastern. Tyrod Taylor on the other side. Coverage starts with Monday Night Countdown at 6. Patriots just keep rolling along. Saw the end of that game at the Blackledge residence on Sunday night. Giants and the Patriots. Here's Samaje. Trevor Knight's going to keep it. Nice play fake. He gets out of bounds around the 31. Third down and 4. They picked up the last one on the throw to Sterling Shepard. And he is the slot man to the right of Trevor Knight right here. Knight running backwards and throws sidearm out in the flat. Shepard makes the catch, but he's going to lose about 5.
That was a run pass option. The line was blocking run. Trevor Knight could have given it to the back for the run. He thought he saw numbers that he liked in the pass game, but TCU kind of fooled him with the coverage. They read it, and when he had to pull it down and double clutch it, it really ruined the timing of the play. Good defense on third down by TCU.
Looks like this might be a little bit of no man's land here on 4th down and 7 for Bob Stoops, as his kicker's career long is 46 yards. And they're trying to make a decision on whether or not they're going for it or punting or trying a field goal. Right now they're just 6 Sooners standing out there at the line of scrimmage.
5-yard penalty, 4th down.
And now they take the penalty, and I'm assuming they're going to come out and punt it.
Yeah, I would think so.
Well, if this one seems like we're stuck in the mud, this is going to be our 17th punt of the night between the two teams. Seibert, as Todd said, doing both duties, punter and the kicker. He's going to have a tired leg when this one's over. He's got to pooch it up there inside the 20. It stays around the 15, somewhere in there. And TCU will take over. Now it's time for the LG Moments of the Week. If you missed it earlier today, number 9 Michigan State beat number 3 Ohio State by 3, snapping the Buckeyes' 23-game winning streak. Number 17 North Carolina beat Virginia Tech in overtime. Frank Beamer's final home game, they carried him off anyway. We're going to miss him in college football. And as Cassidy just told you about the battle in Stillwater, number 10 Baylor over number 6 Oklahoma State by 10.
Not sure North Carolina is a team that's gotten enough respect. Sitting there with 1 loss. They lost their opener to South Carolina. They're down at 17 in the college football playoff rank.
They're going to play Clemson in the ACC title game. Polhausen down the middle, and he somehow tucked one in there to Turpin. Turpin's got great speed. I don't think they're going to get him.
Wow.
All the way for the touchdown. An 86-yard pass play. But this one's far from over now.
This was well thrown. And it wasn't on the sideline. It wasn't a fade. It was a post route or a deep in route. Polhausen puts it right where he has to. And then the speed takes over. He was working on the nickelback, William Johnson. And he beat Johnson. And Doug Meacham finally gets a big play from his offense. Boy, this is an offense that had gone possession after possession with nothing.
Extra point makes it a 10-point game now. That's the longest play from scrimmage allowed by Oklahoma this year. A one-play, 86-yard drive. The pass down the middle, right where it had to be. And then Cavante Turpin, the freshman, all 150 pounds of him, takes it the rest of the way, 30-20. You're watching Saturday Night Football on ABC, presented by Walmart. A game that was stuck in neutral, maybe even park, has just changed in a hurry. An 86-yard pass and run has made it 30-20 now.
And a lot of time left, and your defense is still hanging in there with a little more renewed energy. No need to do anything except kick it deep and play defense.
One play, and they almost equal their second and third quarters put together. And Oklahoma will bring it out to the 25 as we take it to Todd to show you that last play.
Well, beautiful throw by Polhausen. Here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to throw it at Sanchez because he's been hurting you all night. So the matchup is right in here. Burton going against the nickelback, and watch William Johnson, number 12, get turned around on the route. As soon as he turned around there, he was beaten. Beautiful throw, a missed tackle, and then the speed of Cavante Burton. Coming into the game, Burton was averaging 15.4 yards per touch. He hadn't done much as a return man tonight, but that 86-yard reception gave this team a spark that they needed.
It was his 7th touchdown catch of the year. And now Oklahoma from the 25. They just like to chew clock up, but Samaje got a couple. We're down under 9 minutes. Patterson just wishing somehow his team could come up with a turnover and put it back in the hands of their offense.
Remember, they had to use 2 timeouts earlier in the second half also, so they only have 1 left. Of course, they don't need to use a timeout when they throw incomplete. It stops the clock for them.
Sterling Shepard, the intended receiver, but it was way behind it.
Trevor Knight has not found a rhythm in this game throwing the football. He's made a couple plays, but for the most part, he's not been in rhythm. 5 of 15 throwing.
And now he's got another 3rd down situation. 3rd and 9.
3rd and 14.
Orlando Brown, I think, the false start.
False start, number 78, offense, 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
It's his 3rd or 4th penalty tonight.
Yeah, it is.
It's been a great night for Orlando.
was just all Oklahoma.
Yeah.
They don't get this third down. TCU's getting it back.
Well, TCU's defense has just hung in there enough to keep them within reach. They got the big play, and now Trevor Knight's got to be very careful with the football here on 3rd and 14.
Rolls to his right to throw down the middle, and that's a dangerous pass, and it's intercepted. Kindred with a flag down. And they get the turnover they were looking for, unless this flag's against the Horned Frogs.
The flag's thrown in an area where you would expect holding on Oklahoma.
Holding, number 56 offense. The penalty is declined. Play resulted in an interception. First down, TCU.
Wow. This is just not a good decision by Trevor Knight at all. He's flushed out of the pocket. He's rolling to his right, and he tries to force one back across his body to the middle.
That's a recipe for disaster every time you put one of those up. And Kindred's got his second interception of the year. More importantly, life back in the TCU momentum.
And great field position. This game is far, far from over.
Again, 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side for Kohlhausen.
You can still run the ball with Aaron Green, too. I mean, there's enough time. You're not in a 2-minute offense set yet. You're only 10 points behind.
And they're going to run option. The pitch is to Green on the edge. And Green, 13 more yards before they can bring him down.
Boy, that was well done by Kohlhausen. He pitched that thing at the last minute. Jordan Evans, a linebacker, is going to come right into his face, and he pitches it right at the last minute to Green, and they get a nice positive gain on first down.
First down at the 33. Kohlhausen, plenty of time. And now throws at the last moment. Got it out of there to avoid a sack.
Yeah, that was a good job avoiding a negative yardage play. Tapper and Stryker in there with the pressure. 2nd and 10 is a whole lot better than 2nd and 16 or 17 than what it would have been.
Into it for the Oklahoma defense. They were sitting on their hands for a quarter or so. I don't blame them. It's about 30 degrees out here. It's Green on the left side. Nice gain inside the 30 down near the 27.
Well, I thought Oklahoma was going to blow this play up in the backfield. They brought a blitz from the field right at the play, and he just overran it.
Huge third down, but it's maybe 2-down territory for the Horned Frogs.
Remember, this formation created some problems early in the game with the big touchdown throw. And Oklahoma's going to call timeout.
Timeout. Oklahoma, their second charge of the half.
They're down to 1. TCU's down to 1. And just over 7 minutes remaining in the game with a big third down coming up for TCU. And don't forget the next college football playoff top 25 rankings show presented by Chick-fil-A. Tuesday night, your chance to see the top 4. There's going to be some movement. The first 2 out and the rest of the rankings all revealed live. Join Reese and the guys Tuesday night at 7 Eastern on ESPN. We know one thing, Ohio State lost to Michigan State today. Oklahoma State suffers their first setback.
Ohio State has gone all those games without losing in the regular season, and now they don't have much time to worry about this one. They've got to get ready to play Michigan next week in Ann Arbor.
Nixon will take the direct snap again. Follows his blockers and gets leveled by Jordan Evans. Big play by the inside linebacker.
Now, Nixon only listed at 196 pounds. Evans, as the linebacker, got there at 240. 241.
Here's another look. They stretch it out and then boom.
Yeah, really.
26 there.
Really, the play was made by Charles Tapper, number 91. He was the one that kind of strung the play out and forced the ball carrier back inside.
Oberkrom has plenty of leg for this kick. And it's up and good from 43 yards. And all of a sudden, the gap closes to a touchdown.
Well, you got to give Gary Patterson and his staff and his team credit. They come in here undermanned. They've made a quarterback switch between their backups in the second half, and they find themselves one score away.
Bobby Thompson is the injured player for TCU. Blocking on that field goal attempt. So there's 6:27 remaining in a game that didn't look like it was in any kind of doubt for Oklahoma. Is in very much a precarious situation right now for the number 7 team in the country. Let's check in with Holly.
Well, guys, just to update Trevon Boykin's injury situation. I talked to him before the game, and he said that right ankle is doing a little bit better. He'd been in a boot. He said he took the boot off a couple of days ago, and I said, you know, Coach Patterson told me you could play against Baylor on Friday. He said, well, I'm kind of taking it a day at a time, but I am feeling better every single day. And one last note on Baker Mayfield, the Oklahoma quarterback. I have been able to confirm that they are holding him out for precautionary reasons because of a head that blow with the targeting call. The athletic trainers have a mantra: when in doubt, sit them out. So they are being very careful with Mayfield.
Good idea.
Smart.
A whole lot of your seats here.
It's just crazy. I mean, offensively, they just have nothing going on. And then they hit the one big play. And all of a sudden, the turnover and another score. New ball game.
They turned that interception into the field goal. Senior night here for 14 guys on the Oklahoma roster, including Sterling Shepard. And before the game, if it wasn't emotional enough, you see Sterling breaking down. He's there with his mom. That's Brian Bosworth, who came out and presented him with a magazine cover from the '85 Sooner team that had his dad, Derek, on it. And all the guys from that team signed the magazine. And look at that. Derek is a great player here, back from '83 to '86. Passed away in 1999 when Sterling was only 6 years old. So great moment, and Brian Bosworth being part of that was pretty cool.
Very cool.
Here's Trevor Knight keeping. Got about 3 as we check in with Holly.
Brian Bosworth's dad had been saving that Sports Illustrated cover all these years, and he got everybody to sign it early October and presented it, as you saw. But the really cool part, Sterling Shepard told me his dad, Derek, never saw him play football. He died when he was 6, as you said, Brad, but he did watch him play basketball, but never football. He had a special piece of his dad with him tonight for the first time playing football.
That is awesome. There's his numbers tonight, again over the 100-yard mark.
I try to get him the ball. I mean, he makes good things happen when he touches it.
This guy does too. P. Ryan about 2 yards shy of the first down.
Well, that was a good tough run, because now you have a lot of options there at 3rd down and 2. Your quarterback runs, your running game, period. A lot you can do at 3rd and 2.
P. Ryan's got 187 yards. He's got 3 200-yard games in his career, including that 427 record breaker we talked about against Kansas. They would love him to get about 2 yards and 8 inches right here. He didn't. He slipped on his own. I don't even know if he got tackled, but he fell down short of the first down.
Well, you have to punt the football.
Wow. He didn't get anything.
Another 3 and out. I'm so impressed with the heart and the character of this TCU team. Coming in, 1 loss on the road to Oklahoma State, undermanned, and fighting like heck in this one.
Turpin, remember, is a dangerous guy on the other end of this punt. He's proven that tonight as a receiver. They won't let him get anything here, so he's going to take the fair catch. Back at the 24-yard line. Well, Big 12 road games. We mentioned coming into this one too. These two teams, the last 3 times they've met, the game's been decided by a total of 14 points, and here we are down to a 7-point game again with 4:22 to go.
It was 37-33 last year in Fort Worth, and it was a pick 6 late in the game that was the difference for TCU.
On the option. This worked going to the right last time. Late pitch. Run out of bounds is Green. That one didn't work. And Stryker was giving chase again.
Fool me once. Not twice. Got to string this out. String it out. By the time Colhausen pitches it, Green has nowhere to go with the football. That's excellent defense by Oklahoma.
Half an hour ago, these fans were only worried about whether or not there's any beer left in the cooler outside. They're into it now.
Colhausen needs to think about getting some of it back here.
Down the middle, and he got it. Close to a first down on the throw. Completed it again to everybody's favorite receiver tonight, no matter who's playing quarterback. Listen, B.
Nice throw. Good timing. Good spot for the football. Again, they've gone away from throwing that fade route against these corners and working a couple inside routes that have paid off for them.
Let's see if the give is to Green to try to get the yard. He's going to keep it himself. Wow. So the quarterback picks up the first down.
Had to fight through the tackle of Stryker. Stryker read the play, was working on the tackle, and that was very close. But a conversion for the Horned Frogs.
Again, just a 7-point difference here. And each team with only one timeout remaining. Empty backfield for Colhausen.
Timeout, Oklahoma. It's their third and final of the game. 30-second timeout.
You know, Bob Stoops didn't want to use that one, but did with 3:10 to go. So they don't have any timeouts remaining, and TCU down to 1. Coming up tonight on ESPN after Cal and Stanford. Stick around for Sports Center at night. Catch all the day's college football, college hoops, the NBA, NHL, everything. Plus preview of Week 11 in the NFL. Sports Center at night kicks off after the game on ESPN.
Oklahoma calls timeout. Of course, Bob Stoops, the head coach, his brother Mike Stoops, defensive coordinator. There's Mike up in the box. He's normally been on the field. Yeah. It's funny, we were talking to, I was talking to one of the sports information guys, and their box is right underneath the coach's box. And they said, you can hear him stomping, and when he sees things, Mike told us he sees things unfold before they happen, he starts stomping. And the SID guys know that something's coming when they hear the ceiling feel like it's crashing in. Very animated guy.
Green, nice cut back to the middle again. Aaron Green almost popped it out of there. Ball comes out at the end of the play, but he's down after a 24-yard run.
This guy is impressive when he sticks his foot in the ground and cuts without losing speed. I mean, that is really hard to do, and he does it multiple times on run.
And then he makes you miss when you get to that second level. First down at the 41. Just under 3 minutes to go in regulation. Colhausen off play action. Wanted to go left, comes back to the right. And broken up. And it was Zach Sanchez again.
Another dangerous throw. That ball's in the air a long time.
This guy's had 2 interceptions already tonight. That's just a beautiful play to get his right hand around the receiver.
I would throw away from him, I think. He's just, you know, he's having a game. just guessing right, and he's making the right breaks, and he's catching it when he gets to it.
Green off the left side, brought down after a gain of a couple. Devontae Bond with the tackle.
Yeah, that was a really nice play by Bond. He was working on the tight end. Buck Jones, number 80, maintained leverage, threw off the block, and made the tackle for a short gain.
Clock running.
4 down territory here for TCU, no question. 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
Excellent night by Aaron Green with 118 on 21 carries.
Can't take a sack here if you're Kohlhausen.
4 receivers to Kohlhausen's right. He looks that way, now scrambles back the other way and slides. I think he got the first down. Right on the line. Needed 8 and he got 8. First down.
Well, that's one you got to make sure you get the first down. I mean, he got it by just enough.
Oklahoma trying to hold on for dear life here.
Previous play ruling, the ball carrier advancing the ball for a first down is under review.
So we're going to take a look at this again.
See, this is one, I mean, I understand the slide, but in this part of the field, in this part of the game, I think you got to dive and make sure you get the first down. I mean, he may very well have it, but you got to get that ball across the mark.
I think you got it. You saw Jordan Thomas diving to try to prevent the quarterback from picking up the first. Was right at the sticks on the far side. So Tom Robinson's having a look at it in the replay booth. You'll get another look here. I just don't see where there's enough to take that away. Plus, it looked like our yellow line was actually almost a hair in front of where the actual marker, the orange marker, was on the far side.
Well, right now, TCU also needs to be thinking. They could be thinking 2 things. They got to be thinking, what's our play if it's 4th and short, and what's our play if it's 1st and 10 as they go back out here. Gary Patterson said if they're close in this ball game, they're going to be very aggressive, and they've got a few things saved. I wonder if there's a trick play of any kind.
On the field stands. First down.
Do they have a trick play of some sort, save for a moment like this? Close to the red zone, need a touchdown, just under 2 minutes to play in the game.
Their quarterback has rushed for first downs on 3rd down twice in this drive.
Green and Listenby are the 2 guys that need to touch the football.
Kohlhausen loads, now scrambles, throws on the run and got it to Nixon, and that's 8 more yards. Clock running, 1:45 remaining.
TCU has 1 timeout left. You want to save that till you absolutely need it. That was a nice scramble and throw by Kohlhausen. They've got this Oklahoma defense on their heels just a little bit.
Yes, they do. 2nd down and short. Green runs into his own man, cuts it back the other way, and has a first down. Picks up 5 more. And they're in the red zone. We're down to 120 as they move the chains.
Ran into his tackle, boom, but didn't get knocked off his feet and able to find his way for a first down.
They took this ball about 3 minutes ago. Now it's the 10th play of the drive. Green again cuts back to the middle of the field. Nice open field stop there by Bond after he got a yard. We're down to 1 minute and 2 seconds in the 4th quarter.
You know, also worth noting, early in the 2nd half when TCU scored, they went for 2 and came up short.
Their 3rd and final. That
could potentially be driving for a game-winning touchdown here without having to kick.
So it's going to be a 2nd down and 8 coming up. Neither team has a timeout remaining at this point. Gary Patterson's got his visor off, his glasses off, he's wiping his forehead. I would be too, because they came in here as banged up as any team we've ever seen. Played their backup quarterback. Now they went to their third quarterback, and they're hanging around, and they got an opportunity to tie this thing or maybe win it.
Defensively, they've hung in there. They've made enough plays. They've forced field goals and not given up touchdowns. They gave up the long run to P-Ryan, and at that point it looked like maybe they can't get this done. But they just have hung in there, and then they finally got a couple spark plays from their offense, and a real credit to Gary Patterson and his staff for keeping this team together.
No doubt about it. Now here we go. Second down and 8. 1:03 remaining in regulation. Kyle Hicks in the backfield with Kohlhausen now. Waiting on the snap, finally takes it, scans the field, throws out in the flat to his tailback. He bobbled the ball. It's in and out, incomplete.
That's actually a good thing for TCU. He would have been tackled in the field of play. They might have had to use their timeout there. As it stands, the clock stops on the incomplete pass. Jordan Evans in there on coverage. 57 seconds left and the clock stops, so that's a good thing for TCU.
Third down and 8. They've got to get to the 6-yard line for a first down, but obviously it's 2-down territory. Fade to the corner of the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown TCU. Emmanuel Porter. Now do they go for 2 and try to win it in regulation or play for overtime?
I think you got to play for overtime here. Porter, his first game back, he's been rusty, but he did the exact right thing. He's got a big body. He timed his jump. He caught the ball at the high point. And TCU going for the win.
You told me 45 minutes ago we'd come down to this, I would have said you've got something loose. And now an opportunity to take the lead. There's still going to be about 46 seconds maybe remaining in the game if they hit this 2-point conversion. Kohlhausen flushed on the run. Lobs it. It's knocked down. I think it was Stephen Parker. He's getting mobbed, so I think he's the man.
Kohlhausen had a man open. He had Sean Nixon, number 3, that broke free, and he was looking to flip that to Nixon in the end zone, right up here in the corner.
After the play
but it was knocked away by Parker.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 31 of Oklahoma. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. Kickoff will be from the 50-yard line. That was number 31's first unsportsmanlike foul.
Stephen Parker makes the play of the game right now.
Obviously, Gary Patterson thinking, with our backup quarterback and all of our injuries, we've got momentum. Let's go for the win here. Kohlhausen has played beautifully down the stretch, but an excellent play by Stephen Parker. Just reading the quarterback's eyes, timing his jump, and making the play.
So now we're going to see an onside kick upcoming. Oklahoma's opponents have attempted one onside kick this year, and they did recover it. And remember, this is a weird spot on the field with that unsportsmanlike conduct. The kick's going to come from the 50, so it's got to make the Oklahoma 40. Set to kick it from midfield. It goes 10 yards, but it's covered nicely by Oklahoma. And it is, guess who? Zach Sanchez, who caught 2 from the first quarterback that played tonight. Now he catches one from the kicker. That's probably going to do it for Oklahoma to remain just once beaten.
We set the game clock to 50 seconds. 50 seconds.
Don't forget, stay tuned for the Ford wrap-up show. Cassidy Hubbard will be along after the game. Cassidy will have a lot of crazy things that happened today. Not too many more crazier than this.
TCU, what a valiant effort. Just a valiant comeback effort.
Now Trevor Knight takes a knee. TCU has no way to stop it. And again, now this is in the last 4 meetings. These games decided by a total of 15 points. One more snap will do it. So Bob Stoops, this will be his 13th season with double-digit wins. They're going to go to 10-1 and 7-1. And it sets up Bedlam against Oklahoma State next weekend. That will be on ABC next Saturday nights. What a gallant effort by TCU. So many men short. And they put an effort up to make this a ball game all the way to the final seconds. Bob Stoops goes to 4-2 against TCU in his coaching career. He's got a shot at the Big 12 title and then some. Hanging on by that much. Holly's with the winning coach.
Well, Coach Stoops, what went through your mind when you saw Gary Patterson was going to go for 2 and go for the win?
Just get the defense in order, make sure we're in a good ball, and we were. Guys did a nice job finishing there at the end.
How stressful was that last drive, though, watching them go down the field like that?
Yeah, it always is. You know, it's you're in a tight game like that. They couldn't do anything offensively. You keep giving them chances, and that's what happens. All of a sudden, they make a play, and you're in a tight one.
What'd you think when Parker went up and got the deflection?
Yeah, that was great, but I knew we had to get the onside kick too. So anyway, it was good to win.
Baker Mayfield didn't return in the second half. What's his status, Coach?
Yeah, we'll see. You know, he just hey, Trevon. You know, we'll see. You know, it was due to the blow to the head, and you know, just didn't feel that he was quite what he needed to be, and the doctors pulled him.
Oklahoma State lost tonight to Baylor. How does that set you up for Bedlam going forward?
Well, you know what? Let me process this tonight, and we'll work on it tomorrow.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Bob's going to process that and try to find Trevon Boykin, who he yelled at as Trevon went by. They hang on. Oklahoma does. 7th-ranked team in the country wins it by 1, 30-29. Quite a finish here in Norman, Oklahoma on senior night. That's going to wrap it up for us. For Ty Blackledge and Holly Rowe and our entire ABC and ESPN crew, Brad Nessler saying so long. 10-1, 7-1 for the Sooners as they win it. Time for the Ford wrap-up show. Cassidy's in the studio. Good night from Norman.